Info Spot 411 YouTube channel. Okay, I know it's real late. It is the late night show. I didn't even get my sunglasses. I was rush last minute, so I'm working under the bright lights. I'll see you all comes in here, and then I got some good topics here for tonight, and we're going to network and have some fun. I might do a tribute video as well. We'll see how many people show up here. I got one so far. All right. Well, for tonight, I got on hand here for the topics. Bald eagle attack government drone, and I guess this has been happening in different parts of the country here. I'm going to go over this article. Pretty interesting. And here's another one that's interesting. Canada is sick of America crossing over during the pandemic. Canada's getting sick of Americans crossing over the border during this pandemic. I do have a pretty fun news story here. Man wins $500,000 by letting the store clerk pick the lottery ticket. Huh, that's cool. Connecticut's COVID-19 travel fines. Ooh, interesting here. Yeah, they're fining people here. I'll get into what these laws and regulations are in Connecticut as far as traveling in and out of the state. I have my own bottle return rant. I'm in the state of Michigan, and you get 10 cents deposit on beer bottles, pop cans, any carbonated beverage. And I got a rant about some of the stuff going on. There are some other U.S. states that do the bottle return program, which is good. Anyway, I have something to rant about on this issue, I should say. Another good topic. Also, Seattle police chief resigns over some major budget cuts. This is more of a push for defunding the police departments. I was just, I did a show previously talking about some protesters that showed up at the Seattle police chief's house, and a bunch of neighbors came out with guns and kept the protesters from coming to her house. At any rate, there was a massive budget cut made to the city of Seattle Police Department in Washington, and she's resigning. You know what? I'll be right back. I have to get my sunglasses. My eyes are squinting with these lights. So stick and stay. We're going to have a fun time here. It's the late night show. I'm just going to get my shades. We're going to get into it. We'll be networking as well as people come in. So it's the late night show. Don't go anywhere. I'm back. Oh, hey, ANG Vlogs. I'm doing terrific. I just had to go. This was last minute. I had everything ready, but I had some stuff going on. Any rate, I got the show started, and just before I got started, just as it started, I was like, oh, damn, I forgot my shades. I got the bright lights, as you can see the reflection here on my sunglasses, and my eyes squint under the bright lights. It's easier for me with my shades, any rate. Let me put some stuff here in the chat. I'll go over the topics here again. Thanks for joining me. Oh, hey, Victor, yay. Oh, real quick, Victor, I got your message, and I said to send me an email. My email address is infospot411@yahoo.com. And if you don't have nothing to write it down, just do this when you get time. If you go on my YouTube channel, there's the tabs that say like playlist and channels and so forth. There's one that says like info, meaning or information, or about. I think it says about or information. At any rate, yeah, go on my channel under the About tab or the Information tab it is, and I'll have my email address in there. Send me an email. And once you send me an email, take that comment and delete it, and I'll tell you why in the email, just FYI. But yeah, I'll hook you up and no problem. But you don't want to leave that comment posted in the, I should say, the video too long. And I'll explain that to you when we do a private email. And yeah, we can get it worked out. Not a problem, sure. Not a problem at all. Okay, I got 3 people here. Let me just go over this again real quick. My topics for the show tonight. We'll be networking and having some fun. So real quick again, I got a really interesting news story here. Bald eagle attacking a government drone, and it's in all places. My home state of Michigan. Oh, yeah. You're going to want to hear this one. Canada is sick of Americans crossing over the border during the pandemic. Where is it here? Oh, here's a cool story. A man wins $500,000 by letting a store clerk pick his lottery ticket. And guess what? It was in my state of Michigan again, this news story. Yeah. 3 more. Connecticut is imposing some COVID-19 travel fines. They have a really stringent law and regulations in Connecticut. I got the story out of Fox News. It's also on the Associated Press as well, but this is interesting. A bottle return rant. This is my own rant I have about bottle returns. In my state of Michigan, it's 10 cents on carbonated beverages like beer and soda pop. Well, there's some problems going on right now. I'm going to get into that, my little rant. And I know there's some other U.S. states where they have like 5 cents or 10 cent bottle returns on the carbonated beverages. Anyway, I'll get into that later. Lastly, the Seattle police chief, she's resigning over budget cuts. That's the city of Seattle in the state of Washington. I mentioned this in a previous video about some protesters that showed up at the police chief's house there for the city of Seattle and Washington, and the neighbors came out with guns and kept this group of protesters from coming. But at any rate, there's some major stuff going on in Seattle, Washington, and I'll get into that. And like I said, we'll be networking, having fun, and talking about any old damn thing as we get into it. I have a lot of friends on YouTube here from the Philippines, so there might be some more friends from the Philippines coming in as well. And it's pretty late here. I'm in Detroit, Michigan, so it's 1:30 a.m. right now here. Let me get a sip of Snapple. We'll get started with some interesting topics. Okay. Oh, welcome everybody. 5 people, welcome. All right, let's get into this first one. This is kind of a funny story. And I have my topics for the show tonight in the description box below my video. At any rate, let me set this over here. That way I got my keyboard available. Oh, Life Anaya 06, thank you for coming. Shout out, Idol. How are you, bro? Oh, I'm doing great. Sydney, yep, I'm doing terrific. Yeah, I got a haircut yesterday, and I have a set of clippers. Unfortunately, my mom and my brother both could cut my hair, and they are all up north. I might be going up to see them this weekend. I'm on vacation here for a week and a half. But with the 2 people that cut my hair, they're up in northern Michigan right now on vacation. So I stopped at a little haircut place. And, real quick, before I get my topic, as you bring that up, Life Anaya, something funny happened. When I got my haircut, you got to have the mask on. And I get a bunch of these things from work. So I got the mask on. It's got those bands around my ear, So the lady will move the band, and she's, with the clippers. And she was cutting hair. And, man, I just was feeling a tingling in my mouth. But all the dang hair is coming through my effing freaking mask. I went, oh, my Lord. I couldn't wait till my haircut was done, and I got the hell out of there. But, yeah, I got my own clippers. But, yes, I did get a haircut. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Donuts and toys. I got a pretty packed house here. if it stays this way for a while, I'm going to do a tribute video roll call. So if I can get 5 or 6 people here for an hour, and I got enough to do a video, it takes me a while to set everything up and do a video. I'll go ahead and get you guys some exposure and do a tribute video later. You know, if you guys are willing to stick and stay for my show here tonight, well, we'll do another tribute video. What the hell? It's, you know, it's the late night show. We're having fun. Okay, enough talk, and let's get into the story. And we're definitely will network with each other. If you see somebody you don't know, you know, genuine networking, subscribe to their channel, watch one video, drop a like and a comment. You know, that's how things are done. Oh, studio UK, IS UK, welcome. Okay, let me get into this. Okay, here's the first story here. It's kind of interesting here. Bald eagle attacks government drone. And this was in Michigan. Let me show you the picture of it here, and I'm going to read this to you. Let me try to get it where you don't get the glare of the light. You got to hear this. This is from CNET, cnet.com. Okay. August 13th, 2020, the story comes out of. All right, here we go. Since, where is it? Oh, since the dawn of drones, okay, a quiet war has been raging, and drones are losing. A Michigan bald eagle didn't take kindly to the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy, EGLE. I guess that's one of these state agencies like our Department of Natural Resources. At any rate, let me get to the story here. This is funny. A drone pilot, Hunter King, an environmental quality analyst, was flying the $950 Phantom 4 Pro advanced drone to investigate shoreline erosion along Lake Michigan on July 21st. He called the drone back after a short flight when an eagle launched an airborne attack. Ooh, here we go. Now I'm going to get into the attack. This eagle goes after this $1,000 freaking drone. Okay, Hunter King witnessed the aftermath when he saw the eagle flying away and the drone missing. It was like a really bad roller coaster ride, King said, of what he saw on the drone tracking video screen. A pair of bird watchers nearby confirmed the eagle's drone kill. Despite extensive searches, the drone was not recovered. Flight data showed it took a nosedive of 150 feet offshore into the chilly waters of Lake Michigan. Hunter King is left to speculate about what might have triggered the attack, which may have been territorial or may have been a mistake if the eagle thought the drone might be editable, meaning food. Oh, McNikram, thanks for coming. Thank you for coming, man. You know what? I got a lot of people in here. After I'm done with this news story, I'm going to start taking some names and we'll do a tribute video. What the hell? It's the late night show. We're having fun. That's how it goes. That's how I roll. All right. Anyway, let me finish this topic. That's a news story we'll talk about here. That's just a picture of a bald eagle. But this guy working for the state of Michigan, $1,000 drone flying around. And these bald eagles, they're not sure yet if it's a territorial thing or they mistaken the drone for food. But, man, once them eagles hit them drones, that's it, man. This thing was 150 feet up in the air. Boom, nose drive right into Lake Michigan. And that was it. Hello to you too, McNikram. And, man, this drone went 150 feet and hit the water, but yeah, down the drain, bro. Down the drain right here, $950. This drone, McNikram, is the Phantom 4 Pro advanced drone. I don't know if you know anything about drones. I've heard of that, but it's retailed around $950 according to this article. But this article, I got the first page and then I sifted through it and did some cut and paste work right here. It goes on and on. But at any rate, I guess this is something that's going on across America. But you know, these eagles, they're big freaking birds, man. Them eagles come in with their claws, boom, they'll grab a hold and just knock that thing down. Oh, okay. You don't know anything about drones. No problem. I'm not. Only thing I know about drones is what I see on YouTube. And once in a while, on the news, there'll be some story about a drone. But yeah, it's real expensive. And I don't know. They're fun in that, but it's just not quite my thing. But I find it kind of funny that these big eagles are attacking the drone. And I know them eagles, man, they just big ASS claws. Even those eagle handlers, like they have at some of the zoos, and they've done these special, how should I say, these special groups that will display zoo animals and whatnot. When they have eagles, they got this, really thick pads. Same thing like those dog trainers use that train those police dogs, because their claws are just so tight, when they come in. Man, I imagine that eagle, man, once it hits the drone, that's a wrap. Oh, I just found this hysterical. So I guess if you know anybody who gets a drone, let them know, be careful. Keep an eye out for any eagles around. Maybe he thought the drone was a freaking seagull. Oh, 2 people in here. Okay. Well, hey, if we get more people, I'll do a tribute video later anyway. I hope everybody's doing great tonight. That's cool. I got a little late start to the late night show. I wanted to try to start at 11:30, and I just got tied up doing all kinds of stuff, and I had everything ready. So I said, what the hell? It was already a little after 1. Just start it, roll it all night long. No one else is doing a show. So, hey, if you can't sleep, here you are, the late night show. Now, McNikram, if you're still here, here's a story for Ange. He's always talking. Uh-oh, you're going to like this one, or maybe you won't like it. Canada is sick of Americans crossing over the border during the pandemic. Now, this comes from sfgate.com, August 10th, 2020. And before I read this, I live in Detroit, Michigan, and literally in Detroit, we're like 5 minutes away from Canada. We have a tunnel in downtown Detroit that goes from Detroit, Michigan over to Windsor. And I'm telling you, I work in the city of Detroit, and I see a lot of Ontario plates, Canadian people over here. But let me get into the story here, what the Canadians are really, really getting mad and what they're doing to Americans now. Okay, here we go. All right. In order to enter Canada as an American right now, you have to either have an immediate family member of Canadian citizenship, or B, traveling for essential purposes. Then it gets into different things, the specifics. Let's say your medical doctors. There's a whole laundry list of essential purposes. Any rate, even if you qualify, there's little guarantee that everyday Canadians will care about the reason for your visit to Canada. Ooh, here we go. Against the backdrop of 2 widely different responses to the COVID-19 pandemic, the United States has seen 43,000 more deaths from the virus than Canada seen total cases. Canadians have taken to actually damaging visiting cars with American license plates, sending a resounding and typical Canadian message, stay the hell out. Wow. So they're damaging cars. If you got, let's say, a Michigan state plate or any type of U.S. state plate on your car and you go to Canada, there's a lot of reports coming out now that Canadians are damaging these cars. They're not happy with Americans being over there. And I'm going to get into why. Okay, where are we here? All right, here we are. In late July, the Premier of British Columbia, John Horgan, suggested that Americans consider entering Canada via public transport or by bike, and fell short of condemning local behavior, saying, "I can't tell people how to respond when they see an offshore license plate." That's kind of freaking weak. At least you can say you do not condone what's going on at all. I'd expect that over here in Detroit. Anyway, let me finish reading this and I'll give you my opinion. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Nika, nice. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I'm on the topic here. Canada's not too happy with Americans coming over to the country. Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just got off to a late start tonight. I had a number of things going on. Anyway, let me finish this news story up here. Uh, while the vigilante style harassment is never the answer, the frustrations of the Canadians are understandable. Okay, this is according to this news article. The country has fought hard to keep the number of cases low, while its neighbor in the South, that's us in America, has not. And the neighbor keeps coming through the front door uninvited. Well, I don't really know about that being uninvited. Americans have been crossing illegally into Canada at an alarming rate recently for summer sightseeing and sometimes taking a long way to Alaska. So that's on the west side of America, like where Washington and Oregon and Idaho, those states are. A lot of people go through Canada up to Alaska rather than go by boat. So that's what they're referring to. All right, here we go. And while not every Canadian is confronting American drivers, many certainly are reporting license plates, American license plates, to the Border Services Agency of Canada. If you're considering crossing the border into Canada, then consider this first. Fines, jail time, and even lifelong country ban are all on the table. Canada never wait us over. Oh, I was reading your message. But at any rate, I guess what it is the Canadians are getting really mad because their COVID-19 cases are much lower than what we have here in America. And we in certain parts of America, the COVID-19 is still pretty widespread, even in Detroit. So the Canadians is like, I don't say all Canadians, all right, not all, but according to this news story, a lot of Canadians are not taking too fondly of Americans being over in Canada right now. I can see some frustration, but they already have these policies in place. So most of these Americans, Canada never wanted us there. People should be free to travel. Yeah, I agree with you for the most part, Nika Nice, and I have no problem with having rules and regulations and checkpoints like they do at the border from Canada to America, or even Mexico into America, and just doing basic screening of who's coming over. But see, Canada right now, as I said earlier in this article, they're only allowing people over for two exceptions. That means Americans can only go over to Canada if they have an immediate family member who's a Canadian citizen, or they meet one of the requirements of essential purposes. That's like pretty much essential needs, So there's not all these people that are being able to get over into Canada. But, I'll just say this, in my opinion of it is, I just said a little while ago, I'm in Detroit, Michigan, and I see several Ontario plates, Canadians around Detroit driving around, and I would not condone any American or any Detroiter doing this type of stuff to someone, a Canadian that's over here in Detroit. And, furthermore, the Canadians that are engaged in this is you don't know whose car that is, and you have no clue what the reason is they're over there in Canada. What if this is some cardiac, like a cardiologist, a real specialist cardiologist who was called out to Toronto or Windsor or Montreal, and he's over there to assist in a hospital. I'm just making up an example here, is just simply because you see an American plate and you engage in this type of behavior because you have the fear of the COVID-19 spreading through Canada at the rate it is in America. That's my thoughts on it. But yeah, what are you gonna do? It's like I said before. Well, I don't know if I said it on here before, but I said this to a number of my friends. Good and bad people come in all colors, as well as if they get to beat my car, then I get. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Something similar to that too. McNicrom, I'll say. I'm tired of the whole thing, honestly. I'm tired of the whole thing, honestly. That's people we don't own anywhere, and the man above is in charge without. Oh, that's a good point, Nico. Nico, nice. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. But anyway, what I was going to say is, I learned this in the military and just as well in life. Knowledge doesn't always just come from a textbook and a college degree. It comes from life's experiences and a number of different sources and being informed. But good and bad people come in all colors, religions, nationalities. That's just the way it goes. And something similar I'll mention, in the state of Michigan, our two big schools are the Michigan State and yes, Nico, nice, yep. Michigan State and University of Michigan. And a lot of the University of Michigan fans, they drive down to Ohio State in Columbus, Ohio for the big game in November. Each year they have Ohio State versus Michigan. And this is like a big football game rivalry in the Big Ten. And they alternate it between Ann Arbor, Michigan and Columbus, Ohio each year. And there's been a number of times where University of Michigan football fans have gone down to Ohio, parked near the college football stadium in the Columbus, and they've had their keys carded and egged and all that. But I don't think that speaks for all Ohio State college students or the football fans of Ohio State. It's just that making the same point that you have, good and bad people everywhere, and in all colors and religions and whatnot. Do I believe in manifestation? Manifestation. McNikram, I've heard of that term before. Manifestation. Can you enlighten me a little bit on that, or I can Google it. It does that mean like what comes around goes around, or am I off track as far as that? I'm having a little bit of a brain lapse right now on the definition of manifestation. If you could type that in there, and then I'll be more than happy to answer that for you before I get my next news story. Manifestation. I've heard that, I know that term or heard of it. I just can't right now think exactly what, like the definition, what it means, Kind of like, I could tell somebody about, hey, do you believe? Oh, thank you, Raul. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Like the term Murphy's Law, some people would not know. And the law of attraction is basically where you want where you want something, so you think about it, and the universe will give it to you. The law of attraction, basically where you want something, so you think about it, and the universe will give it to you. I'll say this. I don't get too much on religion, but I will have to touch on it. The answer your question is, I believe in God's grace and that, God works in mysterious ways. Oh, I can Google it. Yeah, I can Google that. Yeah. As far as the law of attraction, I think that's something, yeah, a little bit, some people are attracted to, to others and certain things, but I'm more about, I believe in, God's will and God's grace, and something that you think about and the universe will give it to you. I'm not too much as far as, something that the universe will give to you. And if you think about it, sometimes you pray to God and, things come through for you. And sometimes they don't. I guess that's about, I think it's dumb though. Yeah. I'm not quite on manifestation. Yeah, I'm not too quite in agreement with the belief of manifestation. I'm more, just God's grace, God's will, and um, I just try to enjoy my life. And there was an old saying, and Garth Brooks did a song, is some of God's greatest gifts is unanswered prayers. So there you go. But that's about the best answer I could give you right now, McNichram, on that. So yeah. Okay. Yep, for sure. Hey, anyway, get a load of this. This is right in the state of Michigan here. I got this off the UPI website. They have all kinds of like odd news stories and funny news stories, but it's again my state of Michigan. This is a good one. August 13th, 2020. You'll get a kick out of this. You got to have a little good news once in a while. Okay, a man lets clerk choose lottery ticket and wins $500,000. Yes. A Michigan man who wanted to buy a scratch-off lottery ticket told the clerk, "Pick me a winner," and ended up winning $500,000. Oh, Unified Gaming, thanks for coming. Yes, Nika, nice. So be happy, yes. Oh, McNichram. Yeah, he's United States. I think is it South Carolina, McNichram? I think you're from, or North Carolina, something like that. But anyway, hey, let me show you this here, and I'll read the rest of the story. It's a short story. I don't know if you might be able to make this out. I'll try to hold it, but let me get my little pen pointer. Right here is on the bottom where the guy, this is a copy released from the Michigan Lottery Office. Oh, okay, South Carolina. I was down there when I was in the Army, Fort Jackson. You know it. Anyway, this gentleman, this is where he hit the $500,000. And what did he tell the clerk? Pick me a winner. Let me read the rest of the story. This is fun. It's cool. All right, here we go. A Michigan man said allowing the store clerk to choose his lottery ticket for him, and it paid off, and he scored a $500,000 jackpot. The 73-year-old man told the Michigan lottery officials he wanted to buy a scratch-off lottery ticket at the store in Marquette, Michigan, and I'll tell you where Marquette, Michigan is. Yeah, me and you both. Woo, 500 G's. Wow. Oh, yeah. We can get a new Cadillac with that, Nika. Nice. I'm telling you. And we put the rest in the bank. But he was struck by indecision. So he had indecision at this little store in Marquette, Michigan on what lottery ticket to buy. So he told the clerk, here I go. And this is the guy's words here when he told the lottery office. I had a $5 bill in my pocket, and I asked the clerk, pick me a winner. The gentleman recalled. The clerk selected a winner-winning scratch-off ticket and handed it over to the man. And now here's what the man say, the winner, the guy. I scratched off the ticket and got a frosty snowman. I guess a frosty snowman is like a Slurpee. Anyway, to win. Oh, no, I take that back. He got a frosty snowman on the lottery ticket. Okay. To win $500,000. Frosty was very, very good to me, the winner said. The man said he plans to share some of his winnings with his family and invest the rest. Now, how cool is that, man? He's going to share the winnings with his family and invest the rest. Oh, winner winnings, and it's a frosty snowman. If you get that symbol, you win $500,000. Sorry, I printed this up at work earlier today, and so it's a black and white. But right here, I guess this is the frosty snowman. I'm thinking the frosty snowman's a Slurpee. I guess it's getting too late for me, but what the hell is the late night show? Anyway, yeah, man, that's cool. I just read a story in one of my previous shows about some guy in Virginia waiting on his mom, and he got bored and bought a lottery ticket and won like $100,000. This guy won $500,000 on a $5 scratch-off ticket, man. How cool is that? I think the most I ever hit on a scratch-off ticket, Oh, I got a $500 winner once. Oh, where you're at, it's 7 a.m. Okay, are you somewhere over in Ireland, the UK, England, over in Europe there in that time zone, it sounds like? Thanks for coming, no. You know what I'm going to do once I'm done talking about this real quick? I'm going to start. I got 4 people in here. I'm going to get some channel names here for the. I'll do a tribute video. What the hell? You guys are nice enough to stay with me. I'm going to put you in there. Oh, Ireland. Okay. You know, I have an aunt, and she is born and from Ireland. My dad's youngest brother lives in Juneau, Alaska. And when he got remarried back in like 91 or 92, he met a lady in Ireland. I'm trying to, Dublin area. That's in the south. And then there's Belfast in the Northern Ireland area. Yep. And then I always, you know, when I think of Ireland, by the way, I always think of the U2 song, Sunday, Bloody Sunday. But I don't want to get into the whole thing with the PLO and all that. But anyway, that song always makes me think of Ireland. Thanks for coming, Unified Gaming. My Aunt Kathleen lives in Juneau. And when she calls me, by the way, she'll call my Uncle Jim and my Aunt Kathleen. They'll call like every couple months, usually on a Sunday. And when I speak to her, it'll be, hello, how are you? Yeah, still got the Irish accent. Yes. Yep. Thank you for coming, No Unified Gaming. Everybody, man, thank you for being here. Oh, let me finish this, and I'm going to get your channel names for the tribute video. Oh, so anyway, a friend of mine invited me over to his Knights of Columbus. They were having a get-together with some people, some family and friends of his. And I said, sure, I ain't doing nothing. So I went over to the Knights of Columbus. It's like a Catholic organization deal. So anyway, I showed up, and then they had like TVs inside there, and then they had like a pool table in this Knights of Columbus. But we were all one of these, like, it reminded me that inside this Knights of Columbus banquet hall reminded me, like, it took me back to the 1980s. It had those round chairs that kind of wrap around your back and the big round table. So long story short, it had one of these lottery machines, and you put $1 in there or $5. Okay, Nico, nice. I'll get you in here for the video. I won't forget about you. Thank you for coming. If you can't sleep, just turn on the YouTube. I'm here. It's the late night show. So anyway, wrapping up my story. Get my eyes. So I see this lottery machine, and it's one that's got those levers, you know, you pull out, and it reminded me like those old cigarette machines, but they put lottery tickets in it. And I thought they were the scratch-off deals like the party stores. And this is back in 2008-9 when these things, I guess, started coming out around the mid-2000s. But they called them pull tab lottery tickets. And you flip the thing over, and you pull these tabs out. Oh, okay. It's got like a little piece. It's like almost like a thin cardboard, and the tabs pull off in the back. And I bought 2 $5 tickets. And I bought 10 $1 tickets. So I go through the $1 tickets, and I think I won like $3 or $2. So the first $5 ticket's a loser. And I'll never forget this. It was like these animals. If you matched up like two grizzly bears or black bears, you got $50. The grand prize was the matchup 2 bald eagles. And if you got the 2 bald eagles, you were a $500 winner. So I says, I said, I greased $20. I might get $3 or $4 out of it. What the hell? So I hit it. The first thing was an eagle, but I didn't get too excited because they use that as a teaser a lot. Man, I pulled off that second one, McNicrum. I said, holy SHIT, because we're on YouTube. Real loud. I looked, I had 2 eagles, man, and I had a $500 freaking winner. The best I ever did at the casinos in Detroit, I think years ago, and I seldom go to the freaking casinos. I won, I think, like a $250 jackpot. But I hit the 3-digit a couple times, but it was like when it was boxed and you get $83, $85. But anyway, I flipped the pull tabs on that. I looked, and I had 2 bald eagles and a $500 freaking winner, man. You know it, Nika Nice. You never forget, man, when you win and you win big. I tell you. Okay, what I'm going to do now before I get to my next news story, I got my old-fashioned notepad here. I'm going to start writing some channel names down, and tomorrow I will be dropping another tribute video. What the hell? But you're lucky as fuck. I never been that lucky. My YouTube grows fast. So okay, McNicrum. All right. Let me get these channel names in here, and then I'm gonna do some channel drops for everybody. And it be, it's fun talking about the topics, but let's just take a little break here for a second because we are networking as well, and I'm gonna try to help you guys out as well. Exposure. Who else we got in here? Unified Gaming. Okay, I got you, buddy. Oh, real quick. If you're in the live chat, I'll get you in the tribute video. I just want to make a quick disclaimer. If you're not subscribed to my channel, do me a favor. There's a comment box below my video, not the chat, but a comment box below my video. Just leave me a comment in there if you're not subscribed to my channel, because if I'm not able to pull your channel up, if you're not subscribed to me, this helps me, get to it. So anyway, okay, let me just scroll through the chat here, and I'm going to do some channel drops, everybody, as well. Right now, I'm doing a quick roll call. I'm getting these channel names for my tribute video. Who's all here? Who else we got going on in here? Oh, IG Studio. Okay. ROT. UK. Okay. Oh, Gel. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me get you in here. Gel Sydney. All right. Okay. All right, I got it on my notepad here for the tribute video. Oh, Donut Toys and Games. Yeah, can't forget you. Donut Toys and Games. And thank you, everybody, for coming, man. Oh, Life of... Yeah, she's going to... All right, that's good enough for me to look it over later. All right, let me get some channel drops. All right, let me go here. I'll get you here, McNicrum, 1 second. And no worries, I'm going to get you guys here. I'll do a few channel drops. Paste. Okay. Copy. Oh, okay. 3 vegan kitten. Hello, welcome. We're doing some networking, and I'm going to be doing some channel drops here, and then stick and stay. I'll get you in the tribute video as well, and then we'll get back to some topics here. Welcome to the late night show. What is it? The vegan kitty. If you want to be in the tribute video, if you're not subscribed to my channel, leave a comment in my comment box below my video, by the way. All right. Okay, Nika Nice, you're coming up right now. Just takes me a second to get pull up your channels here and then do the channel drops. So bear with me. All right, here we go. Copy. Boom. Okay, there we go. Oh, thank you, Unified Gaming. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a second. Okay, I got you on the tribute video list, but let me get you a channel drop here, good buddy, all right? I'll get you a channel drop. And boom, okay. Unified Gaming. All right. Let me make sure this logo matches up.
Welcome welcome back to Unified Gaming.
Oops, I can hear you.
You're probably thinking,
yeah, I think this is your channel, man. So let me copy it here. Oh, dang it. Hold on, I hit the wrong button. Oh, shoot. Freaking. Okay, 1 second, Unified Gaming. I'm getting your channel right now.
Welcome back to Unified Gaming.
Boom. Okay, now here we go. Oh, you're welcome, Nika Nice. You are welcome. You're a sweetheart, man. Okay. We don't want to use that word subs. It can be viewed as spam. So I will have to remove that. Hide this user. Why don't I have the removal? Do me a favor. Okay, thanks, Unified Gaming. Yeah. We use code, like, you know, let's say you go over and you generally network and you subscribe to someone's channel, you watch one of their videos, drop a like, say, hey, I'm over at your place and I'm now on your VIP list. Please return the favor. We'll know what you're talking about. Yeah, you just don't want to use it. Okay, cool. Thanks, McNicrum. Unified Gaming, please stay. I love having you here, buddy. Just real quick, and I ain't bashing on you, but just so everyone knows, McNicrum and Nika Nice are both experienced YouTubers. The word subscribe is one of those words that is viewed as spam and as well as self-promotion. And YouTube really gets strict on that, spamming, self-promotion, and also like false engagement. So, yeah, just, you know, you put a message out like, hey, everybody, check out my place if you can, or stop by my house. We know what you're talking about. We're going to be networking on here. Who else we got here? Well, hello to you too. I'll get you in here. Copy. All right. Let me go back over here. I got one more channel drop, and then the vegan kitty. The vegan kitty. Okay. Oh, interesting. All right. Looks like you got a Catwoman outfit on here or something. Okay. I'll have to check that out. Oh, yes, the Serpico. Yeah. That was a cool movie, man, with Al Pacino. I think that was Al Pacino that was in that one, based off a true story. Do I like Johnny Carson? You know, as a matter of fact, I do. I think Johnny Carson blows away these three people we have now with Jimmy Kimmel, Fallon, and that Colbert. You know, Fallon's okay. I can watch him once in a while. Colbert is the guy I really can't stand. It's like, bro, why don't you go on freaking CNN? This is a late night show. I feel like I'm watching CNN or Fox News. He turns half his show into politics and complaining about our president. And it's like, okay, I get where your point of view is sometimes, but dude, I want to watch the freaking late night show. I don't want Anderson and Cooper. I don't want Sean Hannity. That's my rant about that Stephen Colbert. Yes, I do miss Leno and I do miss Johnny Carson. And as well as I liked Letterman back in his younger years. He was funny as you know what, man, back in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, McNeckin, we are. What's your opinions? What's your opinions on Donald Trump? You know, Unified Gaming, I stay away from the politics and religion for the most part. I make a few exceptions if it's dealing with the topic, like I have a socialist issue topic, but I come on YouTube to get away from that. So I'll say this. There's things I like about him, and there's some things I really don't like about him. Take that for what it's worth, okay? And I'm being honest on that. Oh, do I have a girlfriend? You know, I do not have a steady girlfriend right now. No, no. I had one. When was I? I think that was about a year and a half ago or so. We were together for about close to a year. Yeah. Really though, my social life has just gone down the toilet since this virus outbreak last was it middle of March, late March. So I haven't, and I mean not even just meeting women and dating, but just hanging out with a lot of my friends. I've had a couple of friends I've seen a few times, and that's it. Um, One of my favorite things to do is go bowling and socialize as well. And shoot, I haven't bowled since freaking late February, early March. And I was starting to get into my groove where I was bowling games regularly at about 210 to 230 a game. Okay. Very supportive, but not my two boys are. Oh, Scorpios. Okay. Yeah, I'm a Leo. Actually, my birthday's coming up. A funny thing. Um, my birthday's on the same day as Bill Clinton. Yeah. Okay. The Scorpio, gosh, I forget what month that is. I'm not too much. I know the different things are. Uh the 19th of August, the same day. President Clinton's on the same day as me. Oh, she's a Scorpio. Hillary Clinton is. Okay. Oh, October. Okay. So that must be split because I think doesn't that other one Libra fall in part of October as well? But usually there's always like most months you'll have. Oh, okay, okay. Up to the 23rd is Libra, then it goes a Scorpio or vice versa. Okay. Yeah, I'm a Leo and yeah, I believe every month has, uh depending what, when in the month you are, the split. Uh oh, hey, OBRA. Thank you for coming, man. I miss your lives, by the way. I'm going to get into some more topics here. I really miss your lives. We got OBRA from the Philippines, everybody. Network with him. Network with him if you get a second. Let me do a channel drop here. He hasn't done a live here in a week or two. He's kind of been doing his videos, but he's also into the arts as well as lives. He will help build your channel. Don't tell everyone that now, okay? There's a reason I got my number that I do. Thank you, OBRA. I'm having fun. What the hell? It's a late night show. I'm telling you. We'll get into the topics. But yeah, OBRA, he does some lives. And I'm telling you, man, it's like everyone, their mother, brother, son, and their cousin's nephew comes up for his lives in the Philippines. Holy moly. And he will hook you up with some watch time as well. You can just tell him InfoSpot 411 sent you. Okay, here we go. Boom. All right, OBRA. Thank you for coming. McNigram, he will. You got to get some lives going, OBRA. I'll just call you OM, what the hell, for right now. But yeah, man, I miss your lives, man. This guy, he does like you did, Nika, nice, that spin the wheel thing. And if you win it, he hooks you up with 5 watch time hours. And during his live, whoosh, he's watching your videos, bro. He will help you out. You got to get some lives going soon. But I got a feeling that you're probably waiting on the monetization. OBRA, it looks like you're probably waiting for the monetization there. I see you kind of mixing things up a little bit, but that's cool. Just like your channel says, you do arts a little bit as well as your lives. And yeah, tell Dave over there in the Philippines I said hello, man. Dave's awesome. He's the best. Hey, anyway, I dropped this link there for you guys, okay? OBRA. Yep, I dropped his link, and when he gets some lives going, Just, man, come on there. It's something else. Rude steamers. I'm trying to read, McNichol, what you got. STR steamers. I'm not exactly sure what you mean about that. Rude steamers. Okay, thank you. Thank you, OM. Yeah. I will be back on your lives again, man, when you run your lives. For sure. Oh, streamers. I'm sorry, McNichol. Rude live streamers. Okay. All right. Let me make a note of it. I got a couple let me do this article, McNichol, and I'm going to get right to it. Let me take a note of that, okay? Rude live streamers. You know, that is a great topic. I'm going to get to that. So let me finish this article, this news article I'm about to grab right here, McNichol, and we'll go ahead and we'll fly with that. I got a note right here. And OBRA, I got you. I'm putting you on my tribute video. I will be doing a tribute video tomorrow for everybody who's on my live here. I'm telling you, that's how I roll. You know what? I got it right here. You're on my featured channels list, so no problem. Okay, here we go. I wanted to get to this story. It was kind of interesting what's going on. And I want to say feelings or emotions. I have mixed opinions on this. I have some mixed opinions on it because I understand where they're coming from, but I don't really agree with how they're going about it. But anyway, let me get in this. Connecticut, this is the state of Connecticut, okay? It fines its residents $3,000 for violating the COVID-19 travel advisory. Now, let me explain this to you. This came out just today, and I pulled this off of Fox News. It was also off on Associated Press as well. But anyway, Connecticut says it has issued its first $3,000 in fines to a pair of residents who failed to comply with the state's new COVID-19 travel advisory. Governor Ned Lamont announced Monday that individuals were both hit with $1,000 fines for failing to fill out public health forms when they flew back weeks ago from Louisiana and Florida, two states that are reporting higher numbers of daily confirmed cases. One of those residents was fined an additional $1,000 after his co-worker informed officials he was refusing to self-quarantine for 14 days as required under restrictions, he added. This is the governor. Look, I hate to do it, but we are going to be serious and show people we are serious about this, Governor Lamont said during a press conference. The state is under a travel advisory. That's the state of Connecticut. And I'll get your comments in just a second in the live chat. Is under travel advisory, says anyone traveling into Connecticut from a state that has new daily positive test results higher than 10 per 100,000 residents, or a state with 10% or higher positive rate over a 7-day rolling average are directed to self-quarantine for a 14-day period from the last time of contact with that identified state, meaning when they, come back. As of Wednesday, there are 34 states and territories on the list, including Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Yet it is not immediately clear if they were carrying the COVID-19 upon their return to Connecticut. You need to be quarantined. Then we expect you to do that. And if not, there will be consequences. That comes from the governor. And lastly, Connecticut currently has reported 50,684 COVID-19 cases since the beginning of the outbreak and 4,444 deaths. I'm kind of mixed on this, the quarantine deal. And then if people don't exactly quarantine, they're going to be fined. There's a number of reasons people go from, state to state, from business and family and stuff, and saying, hey, if you come here, you got to stay at home or stay somewhere for 14 freaking days. And Connecticut, yeah, you got low numbers because you're a smaller state. how would you feel with the other New England area states doing this to you? If, let's say, the COVID-19 was a rapid outbreak in the state of Connecticut, and the people of Connecticut are getting penalized from going to New York or Massachusetts or Maine. Anyway, yeah, I'm not too big a fan on that. Let me check the chat here. I see it's kind of getting on fire with this topic. The COVID laws in Ireland are really good except for the travel laws. It's very annoying. Okay, interesting. It's a large amount of money, but it's for their safety. Yeah. There's some safety in it, but let me just read these other two comments. In Ireland, you have to stay 2 meters away from people. Mask mandatory. People have to quarantine, and up to 2 months ago, over 70s had. Okay. Oh, you can't force us into the house. And then I think COVID-19 is sketchy because if you die, then they count your death. That is a true comment, McNikram. Let me get to McNikram's comment first. There's been several news stories I've read where, and I even have a video on a hot mic from the White House where these news reporters were talking about how these numbers were skewed in the state of California and some other states. So yeah, this thing is real, but as far as what some of these numbers are and that, I'm not too trusting. But then again, I'm a lot of things from my government I'm not the most trusting on. So yeah, I'm totally with you on that. OBRA, that's true. In a way, okay, it's for safety, but here's the thing. I got to come in the state of Connecticut, okay, let's say to attend a funeral. Let's say I live in Maine, not too far away, or I'm in upstate New York, and I want to come into Connecticut to attend a close friend who passed away in a funeral and be there for a day or two. Or a resident of Connecticut, let's say, goes to Massachusetts to attend a freaking funeral and wears a mask and does social distancing and that, but he's there to pay his respects and help somebody who passed away. I'm using this as an example. And they come back to the state of Connecticut and they're like, "Oh no, you went to Massachusetts for 2 days to attend a funeral. You have to stay at home and quarantine for 14 days." And the guy says, "Whoa, wait a minute. I got such and such type job and I'm needed." Let's say he's a car mechanic and be like, "Hey, my living comes off of what I can do, and it's be kind of hard to file a freaking unemployment for 14 days. So I don't know, maybe mandatory testing, if you leave the state and you come back, there's a mandatory, which I've had done. They take that swab and cram it up your nose. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of how they're going about this. I understand it's about their safety, but hey, I'm just one opinion. It doesn't make me right or you wrong. That's, yeah, the virus is serious, yes. But I do agree with McNikram here in America. They've already proven this a few times that some of these numbers in certain areas are getting inflated. And there's a few different reasons why. One is for certain political reasons why they'll inflate the numbers in certain areas with this. But yeah, I don't like the way they're going about it here and fining people and telling them it's mandatory quarantine just because they leave a state. And I brought up one example of somebody might have to leave the state of Connecticut, let's say, for just a couple of days to attend a freaking funeral, and it's got an important job, then it's told they got to quarantine for 14 days. Yeah, McNikram, I agree with you. It's not that serious, yeah. The only way to cure it is going to be a vaccine, in my opinion. Unified Gaming, I'll drop this information that I've been reading so far. Oh, wow. You're deleting all your messages? Oh, is that thank you, McNikram. Is that a spamming thing, this cam girl? Is she spamming? Because you know what? You're a moderator. Oh, she's a spammer? Perfect, McNikram. Put her on timeout, whatever you want to do. I will not take power away from my moderators. I'll say this. I make them a moderator. I'm not going to take any power away and say, don't do this, do that. You do what you see as fit. Thanks, McNikram. Let me see. I think I can also remove her from the chat or report her or something here. Let me see what I got going on. Report. Yeah. Okay. Unwanted commercial content or spam. Yeah, I'll put this in. Report. Boom. Okay, I reported her. We received your report. If we find this and be of value, we'll remove it. Okay. All right. So I reported her as well. Thank you, McNikram, very much. Gosh, where was I? I was on something on track. I was just talking about something good. The vaccine. OBRA, if you're still here, I'd love to get your comments, but I read an article that Russia has a vaccine and the president of the Philippines was taking it. And I know in America here that they have 2 vaccines in trials right now, was in the news. Yes, McNikram. I wear a mask, when I go in a store or places where there's a lot of people for safety reasons, but some of this people have gone too freaking overboard. They'll be walking their dog down a sidewalk or a street, public, and they're wearing a freaking mask. I'm like, nobody's around, man. You got a freaking mask on. You're taking your dog for a walk. Hey. Okay, that is right. All right, the president of the Philippines is actually taking a vaccine that Russia has. See, but our freaking mainstream media, this is another example, McNikram. There's not too much being reported about that. I found that out on an alternative news website about this vaccine in Russia they have out now, because there's a certain political party that wants to make everything Russia does is look bad. Now, there are issues, there are things with Russia, but I don't want to get too far into politics. I want to, stay. But okay, OBRA, thank you. Okay, yeah, so that is true. Russia has a vaccine already out now. They have a vaccine. Oh, they have one in Canada too. Okay, all right. Yeah, the 2 in America right now, that I know of, that's been reported in our Associated Press and news media, is in experimental stages. I don't like sports begin to play because the players are shaking hands and hugging. Yeah, I'll get to that unified gaming with the sports. Okay, so it's still under like a 3rd phase trial. Let me tell you this. I got this freaking video. I screen recorded it because I knew that, they're going to try to hide this thing. Any rate, last April, I mentioned this once before, there were some news reporters, okay, a group in the White House, in the press briefing room, about 20 minutes or half hour before the president was going to come out and give a briefing. So one of the reporters walks by and tells the other reporter, you could take your mask off. We're good. These numbers are not what they've been reported in California. And then he says, and the other reporter, he responds back. He goes, yeah, you know what? You're right. We've been vaccinated, so we're fine. Now, wait a minute. A hot mic, first off, means they had no idea. They thought the microphone was off, but it was recorded. And this thing leaked out. Where is CNN? Where is Fox News and MSNBC and the rest of them to get these reporters and say, hey, we have you on a hot mic. This is what you said. Can you please explain it? What vaccine? Is it an experimental vaccine that anybody going in the White House or certain people in Washington get that the public doesn't know about? Can you elaborate on this? Because you were caught on auto recording talking about you had a vaccine. So you know what? They didn't hardly mention a freaking word about it. It's probably one of those things. There's some experimental vaccine and people that go in the White House and then probably even in Congress and other ones they're not telling the public about. I wouldn't be surprised. So, yeah, but I mean, it is a good sign that Russia's got one out in Canada, and then we're in, what we're told so far, we have one experimental stages. Let me check. could I ask how many deaths and confirmed cases were there in USA Today, if you know the numbers? Yeah, I got one website. I'm doing my live right now, but there's a few websites that McNikrum's checking on it right now that have the death count toll from the COVID-19, as well as like how many have happened, in the past 30 days, if it's been down, as well as there's one I pulled up. It has a freaking map of America, and it shows like in my state of Michigan and Detroit where all these cases have been. But what's funny with this thing, now that we're on this topic, in Michigan, the northern counties in Michigan, they back even in April when this thing was getting widespread, some of these northern counties in Michigan were only having like 15 total cases, maybe one or two people hospitalized. But it's mainly been like the big urban cities, like Detroit and Flint, Michigan, and Ann Arbor, Michigan, and the three counties. And I'm in a county that borders Detroit. Like I say, I live outside Detroit. But yeah, anyway, let me see what we got going on in the chat. There were no deaths, and shoot, oh man, in Michigan alone, I'll tell you what's so far in Connecticut. And Connecticut's a small state from this article, just in the state of Connecticut here, this recent article just from a couple days ago. It was right here. Okay, just in the state of Connecticut, which the United States has 50 states plus some territories, and Connecticut's a smaller U.S. state. So far in Connecticut, we've had 50,684 COVID-19 cases. I tried to avoid saying that word. YouTube's funny on it. 50,684 COVID-19 cases in the state of Connecticut since the outbreak. And there's been 4,444 deaths. That's just in the state of Connecticut alone. I know Michigan, we got that city, Detroit, it was just going, it was way up there. Detroit was getting bad like New York and a few other big cities. Yeah. Yeah, that's just in one U.S. state. We have 50 U.S. states, and Connecticut's a small state. That was over 50,000 reported cases and 4,444 deaths just in the state of Connecticut right here. There's some websites that I can go to and pull up numbers and all that, but I got the live going on here in this. So, but yeah, it's sad. Now, I did have a news story. I went over, was it 2 nights ago? I did a late night show. There was a county jail in the New Orleans, Louisiana area. It was like half the jail population contracted COVID-19. But what was interesting, only 2 of them would have been like seriously hospitalized from this. And the rest of them were just listed as asymptomatic and having slight symptoms. And that was it when they started doing their testing. It should be 20,000 if they locked down America completely from the start. It wouldn't have been that high, in my opinion. If you look at New Zealand, they locked it down from day one. They had no deaths or cases in it. Yeah. Well, you see, I'll touch on that a little bit. I don't want to go too far because then it's going to get into the political thing. But our President Trump, he did a controversial ban on China with his administration towards the end of January 2020. And then he caught further criticism when he did a ban on Europe. He did a ban on Europe from coming into our country there. Is this going out? And that was back in March, before the outbreak really, really took off. And then he was criticized for causing panic for doing it. But yeah, we, could have acted sooner on it, but it also could have been a lot later on it, and we were getting some really bad information from the WHO, the World Health Organization. Shoot, when they first came out, everybody loves to say, oh, the World Health Organization. Oh, yeah. We got to listen to every freaking word they said. They said this couldn't be transmitted person to person. This goes back some time, So yeah, you always look back, and that's true. We would have started, how should I say, a travel ban earlier. We could, but part of the reason we didn't do that. Let me check this comment. Oh, there were only 1,000 cases in South Carolina today. Okay. Yeah, I'm up here in Michigan. Oh, here's a difference I'll tell you with that Ebola outbreak versus the COVID-19. There's another name for COVID-19, but I try to avoid it because YouTube's funny about that. A couple key differences. Now, what happened with the COVID-19, let me slow down. With the Ebola in 2012 versus the COVID-19 situation we have now. What's the population of Connecticut? I don't have that right now in here. I could check that. You can just Google it if you want on Unified Gaming. That's just one state. You can Google that. I just have this info from the news article. But anyway, let me just get this information out. Okay, how things didn't spread with the Ebola like they did the COVID-19. There's some major differences here. Okay. So anyway, the Ebola, all right, and these are true facts. So this isn't just. My name is Ed, by the way. It's InfoSpot 401 YouTube channel. My name is Ed. All right. The Ebola. Okay, here's one major key difference between Ebola in 2012 and the COVID-19. Ebola was not an airborne virus. All right. It was not airborne. The COVID-19 is an airborne type virus. That means that this thing can, in which it has done, spread, so quickly. Doesn't work like that with the Ebola. Now, the bad part with the Ebola is people who got the Ebola, it was something like 6 out of 10 usually died, and you really got deathly ill. And, it was tough to survive that Ebola. It was a whole different ball of wax, what that does to the body, Ebola versus the COVID-19. Ebola was not a airborne virus. And the way they attacked it, if you remember, they had chlorine and bleach. So when someone was identified with the symptoms of Ebola, and it didn't take long at all because they would be getting deathly sick, they came in and they sprayed that bleach and the chlorine freaking everywhere. And they wore those mop suits. And it was over in a part of Africa. It was over in a part of Africa, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and otherwhere. All right. Now, a lot of people give credit to former President Obama, and he gets some credit for it, but not the credit that is given, because there's some stark differences of what happened then and what happened now, and I'm going to get into that. One I mentioned, it was airborne versus Ebola, which was not, okay? Another one is when the Ebola first broke out around 2011 or 12 it is, okay? It broke out in a rural area of a couple African countries, all right? They do not see the travel and the people that come in those areas anywhere close to what China does. China is so freaking global. They're getting people from Europe and Australia and America, South America, and coming and going. It's a whole different ball of wax. Now, one key difference is, all right, why the Ebola didn't get spread like the COVID. These countries in Africa didn't try to cover this up like China did. And why, I'll say this, and this is a fact, they killed off China. I'll just say they had some people disappear that were quote unquote whistleblowers when this COVID-19 was first getting identified back in late 2019 in parts of China, and they tried to come out and say, hey, we got something on here. We need to keep people from coming and going out of here. That this is some really, really bad type of virus, similar to the H1N1 virus. And what did China do? They killed them. If they listened, we wouldn't be in this situation. But if you think about all right, hold on here. I'll get you in just a second, Unified Gaming. Let me finish a few facts here because I'm giving facts. And those are some key differences of why the COVID-19 spreading versus the Ebola, not an airborne virus versus a non-airborne virus. Oh, this is the other one. When it was first came out in the rural area of Africa, the Ebola, those countries didn't try to kill anybody off and cover it up. They went right to the United Nations and the WHO, World Health Organizations, and they reached out to America and Europe as well as other countries, and they sent people in like crazy to help. And they put I know President Obama put a travel ban up on these African countries when they had the Ebola outbreak, as well as a lot of countries. But what they did, once they identified it, right away, they said, hey, this is what we got going on. We need help. And what can we do to keep this from spreading? That didn't happen from China. And those are facts, but let me get to the chat here. I'm sorry. But if you think about it, the person who founded the COVID virus, I heard the Chinese government would listen to them. If they listen, we wouldn't be in this situation. I think it was made by the Chinese government to kill some of their own population, but it got out. Now, Unified Gaming, with your comments here, okay? If you think about it, the person, okay, we don't know exactly who that person is that founded it, and two, it hasn't been officially confirmed. Was this the COVID-19, was it a virus that was manufactured in China, or was it something that came out of these wet markets? That still hasn't been factually proven where exactly to come from the wet markets, or was it these biolabs that it came out of? Yeah. It's just an opinion. I'm just making a statement. We don't know yet and haven't been able to prove it. Where like a fact would be that, yeah, we do know it's a fact that China did kill off a couple of the whistleblowers on this. Now, whether or not this was a deliberate act on their part, or was it, just bad judgment and error too, that's something I'm sure we might find out, in the future. The doctor who founded it died from the virus. Well, yeah, that might, I'll check on that, but I do know a couple of and this has been by several different news sources, that a couple of the key people in China, that when they discovered this back in late 2019, they were killed off for in trying to be whistleblowers and warn the world community about coming over China and doing something about it. And then it was just too late. I feel like the world leaders are one big group and they're all on the same page. We are truly nothing about this virus. Only the government does know. Yeah, there's some, I'll agree with you on some of what you're saying there, McNicrum. The government has been, our United States government, it's already been caught in lies. For example, I'm not being a conspiracy theorist. Go Google the Gulf of Tonkin incident. What that incident was, I'm just using this as one example to Micrum's statement. The U.S. government staged a fake incident to start the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War was based off a freaking lie. And Lyndon B. Johnson, he needed our Congress, our United States Congress, to sign off on a declaration of war. So he had to give him something more than to say, we're trying to stop the spread of communism and keep South Vietnamese a free state and this and that. It was a proxy war. So what did he do? He sent the U.S. naval vessels over there, and he staged this attack. And then he said, hey, look what happened. Our U.S. Navy was just attacked by the Viet Cong, North Vietnamese, which was our own Americans. It was a lie. And it was years later, the American government admitted, yeah, we lied under the Lyndon B. Johnson administration to get a war going. And if you don't believe me, go Google the Gulf of Tonkin incident. But that's a proven fact of an example when the government lied to us. Now, with JFK and September 11th, wow, I could do a whole show on that with some serious problems in that. I'm not a big conspiracy theory, but both those are conspiracies. So yeah, I'm not too trusting of our government a lot either. I don't, and I will say this, I don't believe everything's a freaking conspiracy, like the people that say, we didn't land on the moon and the earth is flat and all this type of stuff. No. And I'm not a big conspiracy theorist on everything, but I try to look at something for what it is and take feelings and emotion out of it. Look at the facts, the statistics, good relevant information on something, and render a decision. I feel like now I will say this, McNicum, the world's leaders. Yeah, JFK is one of my favorites too. I don't get too much into politics, but just one thing he did made him so great, and he prevented a nuclear war. He literally prevented a nuclear war. Now, there's other things that you can go that wasn't so great about him, but at any rate, I don't want to get too on the political tangent here and get into politics because I come on to get away from it. But I'm going over the comments here. Oh, the world leaders all being on one page. Yeah, there's a lot. I'll put it this way, McNicrum. This is just my own opinion. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that we don't know about. And only thing with that is, though, there are some world leaders, they do not get along. Like, I don't see the country of Iran being on the same page with President Trump right now. I could tell you that right now. Same thing with was it Ariel Sharon when he was president, being on the same page with President Obama. So, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. I'll give you an example of something local here in the state of Michigan, as you made that comment, McNicrum. Excuse me, I got to get some Snapple, wet the whistle from all that talking. At any rate, the city of Detroit used to have a mayor back in the 1980s into the early 90s, Coleman Young, first black mayor. It was scary at the beginning of 2020 when the tensions rise between America and Iran. Yeah. I'll get into that in just a minute, but let me make this example. This is a true fact, okay? Just something related to McNicum's comment. You'll get a kick out of this. So at any rate, this former mayor of the city of Detroit, Coleman Young, in the 1980s and 1990s, he used to get into it with this news reporter, and they're both passed away now, but this reporter was so funny. It was Bill Bonds. And Bill Bonds would come on and there'd be some topic or something going on in Detroit. And I was a little kid back in the 80s, when Bill Bonds was in his heyday and Coleman Young. And he'd be talking about something going on in Detroit, or Coleman Young did, and he'd take his fist and bam, he hit the desk and really get worked up. And I can't believe Coleman Young said this today. What is he thinking? And he'd go on his rant and slam his fist on the desk and blah, blah, blah. And they've had a couple interviews, where they've talked and they got into some heated arguments. Well, years later, I found out, this is the funny part. A friend of mine is a retired Detroit police officer. And he told me, he says, well, the public didn't know there was this bar. I don't even know if it's still open in Detroit, called the Anchor Bar, that was just outside downtown Detroit. And this Anchor bar, they used to meet in there, and they go in a back conference room when hardly not too many people would know about it, and the few people knew about it, they keep their mouth shut. But they would get together once a week and go drink and have beers and liquor and go laugh and crack jokes and everything. So they would be on the news like 2 hours before. He'd be criticizing the mayor. Then when the mayor would have a press conference the next day or whatever, he would always make a snarky remark about Bill Bonds, and they would go back and forth, and you'd think they're the worst of enemies. But in reality, they were freaking drinking buddies. The former mayor, Coleman Young, in the city of Detroit, he had like an echelon, a group of people, and he'd invite them over to this Anchor bar. And part of that small knit of close friends, a group of people that would go drink with them and go hang out and crack jokes and have a fun time, was this Bill Bonds. You know, it's almost like the wrestling. When you're a little kid, you think, oh my God, Hulk Hogan and so-and-so, man, they two can't stand each other. But in real life, they're probably having drinks and, you know, going over to each other's house. But yeah, when you mention about, you know, some of these world leaders being in cahoots with each other and all one big group at night room, there's some truth to that. I'm just using this as an analogy, sort of, and it's a true fact, true story. You know, so if this goes on in the local local politicians on a local level, I'm sure some of this goes on at a federal level. Anyway, let me check the live chat here before I get into the next topic. The world is ending, guys. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I'm not going to go too far out. Oh, okay. Life Anaya, thanks. Hope you're enjoying the conversation. It's scary with tensions raised between America and Iran. Scary so far less. Yeah, I can say some things about Iran, but it's like I said again, I don't want to get too far into the, and get into politics. I was speaking a little bit on that topic and brought up the story, but I just don't want to get into the whole thing with Iran and America, and I don't need watch time that bad. Can I just ask why is the American elections being done? Can I just ask what way? You know what? I'm glad you asked Unified Gaming, because this gives me a chance to plug one of my videos. Like how I do this, guys. But I'm honest, I have a video. If you go into my channel, it's about the Electoral College. Now, it's not this the deal with a certain political party. I explain about the electoral system and why it's set up, and I also explain the difference between the popular vote and electoral vote, how it works, why it's important. But I give a potential solution that the news media, again, is not talking about. So Unified Gaming, when you get time, definitely, I think it's like about a 15-minute video I did. You're going to want to watch this video I did about the Electoral College. And watch that video, and if you want, you can fact check me on the stuff. Knock yourself out. But yeah, I explain all about the Electoral College and why we have the system that we do in place. But I also give a potential solution, because a lot of people want the popular vote, and there's some very dangerous things that can come from going the popular vote. But anyway, I go over all this in my video. I know I don't do much on politics, but this is like a nonpartisan type issue that I get into. I get into about the election, Electoral College, and a solution. So yeah, just archive my channel. I did that video like I think it was February. Deal with the main. Oh, Ballaster. Yes. Hello. Thank you for coming, man. Like IDK, all about this. Hi, guys. How are you? It could be canceled from what I hear from Trump, because it doesn't. Well, okay. Here's the. I won't do politics, but I want to clear up misinformation. Okay, on that. with the mail-in voting. The latest I did read, I'll put this out first. The state of Rhode Island is going to offer mail-in voting for everybody. Okay. It went to the U.S. Supreme Court from the Republican Party trying to stop it. And the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that they could do it and have mail-in voting for everybody. But there are problems, serious problems, if you get all states doing mail-in voting. We've had problems in the 2016 election with some voter fraud, and the problem is nobody's there to witness when something gets signed off or not. But they're allowing the mail-in voting, and the president doesn't have all this power that a lot of the international media thinks he does. Now, I'm talking a little politics, but I'm not going to be partisan with it. I'm just explaining with your question here about our government system. We have the judicial branch with our U.S. Supreme Court, appellate courts, all that. We have our Congress, which is made up of the House and the Senate, and the executive branch, which is the president. It's the balance of power. So a lot of that will get to courts, and not all states, I think, are going to be doing, mail-in ballots, but the president just doesn't have that type of power. Now, the president does have a power of an executive order, but a president can't just sign an executive order and say that we're not having mail-in voting, for states. But there's that whole issue. There's two sides to that, because, do a live unified gaming and go talk some politics, man. I come on YouTube to try to get away from it, but I'll touch on it briefly if, like I said, if it kind of deals with the topic. I wonder what. With the voting thing, the mail-in voting, as far as that, there's two sides to it, and I understand where both come from. One side, and they're both kind of legit concerns. Okay, one side is in favor of it for safety reasons. Okay, with the virus outbreak, and say, hey, let's make this available for everybody in every state, and they don't have to come in there and do the social distancing and take risk and have election workers at risk wearing face shields and all this stuff, and doing that type of voting. Now, the other side says, hey, we have facts here that this opens up Pandora's box, a major voter fraud that can happen, which can affect either party. And it's happened in 2016. And in two, you're not having people actually witness these type of votes when it's all mail-in voting, when you do it the standard way. Now, they do have absentee ballots, which is a form we've had for years of mail-in voting, but the only certain exceptions that do it. So I'll go that far off into the mail-in voting. But yeah, the politics, I come on YouTube to try to, get away from it, but I will touch on it briefly, like I say, with a topic or comment, and I'll use my discretion, but that's that. Let me check the chat here, and I've got a couple more things going. Milk comes from humans too, and if they were probably like him, let's get him from the cow. Of course, we don't know, it's just a theory. I think it's because your mind gets rid of them in your memory as I had important information. And I wonder what the first person to discover milk we doing with the cow. I don't know. I think it's very interesting. Yeah, it is interesting, unified gaming. It's just that, like I mentioned before, one of the things I enjoy about YouTube is me personally. I've been inundated, and I'm well versed with political science, and I enjoy political science as well as social science. But I kind of come on YouTube to get away from it. I'm freaking inundated from the papers and the news and everything, But and I'll give you another reason why I don't want to get too much. Lebanese government collapsed. Lebanon's government collapsed. Yeah, they had a big explosion over there. Yeah, they did. But let me put, was it Mr. I'm going to get you for the tribute video here real quick, and then I got another topic here. This is kind of a fun one. It's my own little rant. Okay, I got you for the tribute video. Okay, let me get to this. I'm going to get a sip of my Snapple. I got 2 more topics here, and we'll still do some discussion what's going on as well. Boy, I'm getting thirsty. I was talking. Okay, here we go. I got a bottle return rant. Yeah, it was. It was really, really terrible. Yeah. I've seen some videos where some lady was taking a wedding photo picture with their boyfriend or soon to be husband there, and it just all the dust and the cloud come through. Maybe it actually brought little flashbacks to me. I mean, it brought back some flashback memories of September 11th, 2001, and some of the stuff I seen, with the New York City, the documentaries, and watching it live when I seen that explosion. Yeah. Oh, okay. Anyway, let me get to this. Let's talk about something on a lighter note here. I got to in the state of Michigan, we have a bottle return for any carbonated beverages such as beer and pop. Oh no, I was not in New York. What I've seen in documentaries and watching it live on TV that day, and seeing the people come out of that trade center with all that dust and debris. There was that one scene. The skinny black lady came out and she just had stuff all caked in her face and could barely get across the street. And then, some other guy out of nowhere came as an act of humanity. And here I can use this as an example. Took a bottle of water and said, just close your eyes, ma'am, and poured all that water in there. And wow, just seeing, when that explosion hit, what happened to the people brought flashbacks to me of some of the stuff I remember seeing from September. Not that I was there, but watching it on TV, as well as watching a lot of these documentaries and stuff on YouTube. It's all over YouTube, the actual September 11th. But that was my point I was making. Oh, anyway, let me get to this topic here real quick. It's just a rant I have, something fun to tell you about, sort of. Again, in the state of Michigan, we have a bottle return of 10 cents per bottle. Now, this is no bottle return because Snapple's not a carbonated beverage. It's just a fruit juice. But, oh, wait, here, I can use this. I got a thing of tonic water here. This tonic water, let me see if it says it's somewhere on here. Anyway, pop, like beer bottles, pop, carbonated beverages in the state of Michigan, you get 10 cents. Oh, wow, cousin of yours. Okay, Unified Gaming. Anyway, let me stay with this topic here real quick. 10 cents deposit in the state of Michigan on carbonated beverages. Okay, so when the COVID-19, the virus, I'll just say virus outbreak hit in mid-March, one of the things they stopped for safety reasons to help stop the spread was no bottle returns. And you could only certain businesses during the month of April and late March were allowed to be open. And then they extended it through May. In Michigan, we were having so many of these cases outbreak. The COVID-19 cases kept going up and up and up. So the governor and our state finally she had enough, and only certain essential businesses could be open, and other ones could not. All the way till June, some of them. But at any rate, we were not allowed in Michigan from mid-March, not allowed to return empty pop cans, beer cans, the bottle returns until June 15th. So from March, the middle of March, like I would say late March, all the way to June 15th, we could not return pop cans, beer bottles, any carbonated beverages. And in Michigan, we're 10 cents on a can or a bottle. Okay, well, hey, thanks for coming, Unified Gaming. Thank you for coming. Any rate, so June 15th, they opened up the bottle return here in Michigan. And I've been there a couple times, but a couple problems I'm having now is there were so many months with no bottle returns in the state of Michigan that a lot of these stores I've been going to, they're shut down for bottle returns because their machines are broken down to and need service. They've been getting so many people coming through. So the few stores that I know where they're taking back bottles and the machines are running, they're having freaking lines now. So it's almost like I got to go on a Tuesday or Wednesday and get in there around like, 9:30, 10 o'clock to about noon, like 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. to these stores. So I don't have to wait in a freaking long line. And they only allow you up to $25 at a time. Well, shoot, I had in my garage. I think I had at one point like 12 garbage bags full of just freaking pop cans and carbonated beverage bottles and cans. And I was like, oh my Lord. And that's one of the things. It's like I got just about half the stores got the machines all freaking closed down where I can't cash the crap in. Then the other half, the ones I know, I got to wait in these long lines. It's just a nightmare and a headache what's going on now because all these people had all this stuff stacked up and we still haven't gotten caught up with it yet. And then another story I have with this rant, this is one I really lost my temperature. Cool. I think this was right around the 4th of July time or slightly after the 4th. There was this, I was out in this Novi, Michigan, a suburb of Detroit. And they had this shopping plaza. And I was heading somewhere. And, that's what happened. My bottle of water was all out in my car and I still had a little ways to drive home. So I said, let me stop and get something. I got to pick up a pop, or like my favorite, a Snapple juice. So I had as I pulled my car and I park in there, I noticed behind my back seat, I had an empty can of Red Bull. I said, oh, this will work out great. I'll go in, grab a pop. And Red Bull is a carbonated energy drink. It's 10 cents deposit. So I'm like, I'll just hand the guy that can of Red Bull and say, here, this will take care of my deposit. Ring me up my pop or juice, So anyway, I go in the cooler and this place was called something like Uncle Tom's or Uncle Bill's. And it had a big sign out front and it said, liquor, lottery. Oh, hello. Thank you for coming. So the signs out front, liquor, lottery, and what's the other thing they use at those party stores? And anyway, it had the gimmick too. It says, guaranteed lowest liquor prices in the state of Michigan. Well, they're pretty much all set prices. I mean, and they have a set profit they can make on the liquor in these stores. No big deal. So, and it said like Uncle Tom's or Uncle Jerry's. And then it said like, okay, great. I'm sure they got a couple coolers in here. Your connection was unstable. Please wait while we're trying to. Okay, now I reconnected. All right, sorry. I got an error that my connection was slightly unstable. So whatever. But I see it's back on. I'm hardwired into my modem plus my Wi-Fi. Oh, finishing up the story real quick. So I'm like, okay, I need something to drink. I'm on my way home. So I stop at this little party store in this shopping plaza, and it says like discounted cigarettes, lowest liquor prices in the state of Michigan, and Tom's liquor and lottery, blah, blah, blah. So I go in there and he's got like 2 shelves, with all the cigarette cartons up there stacked up. And then behind the counter is all any pack of cigarettes you can think of. And then lottery machine. And he's got the coolers, with the beer. And he has like a little corner rack with some liquor. And so I go to the cooler and I'm like, okay, I just need a pop or juice or water. And I haven't had it in a long time. And I was like, oh my God, I'm dying of thirst. I'm grabbing this. I got a Dr. Pepper. I don't know if you guys have had Dr. Pepper before, but every once in a blue moon, I love Dr. Pepper. So I grab my Dr. Pepper. I'm just checking my light here in case the battery goes low. So I get my Dr. Pepper. I get up to the counter. And in the meantime, I had this empty can of Red Bull in my hand. And I said, hey, I got an empty can of Red Bull. I'm just going to use this to take care of the deposit for this Dr. Pepper. What do I owe you for the Dr. Pepper? So the guy says, oh, we're not taking those. And I said, well, wait a minute. June 15th, the governor put a thing out, said that, we now start taking bottle returns. So the guy tells me, the guy goes, oh, yeah, well, we're not taking it now. If you if you bought like a case of beer or a thing of pop from us and you put it in a box and return it, then we'll give it to you, blah, blah, blah. So I tell the guy, says, well, wait a minute. I said, you sell Red Bull here. I saw it in your freaking cooler. So I says, how about this? If I bought this Red Bull here and I stepped outside and let's say I had a cigarette, was on my cell phone, finished the Red Bull, I came back in. So you won't give me the 10-cent deposit? He goes, well, yeah, if you bought that right here and you walk out. I says, come on, man. I said, it's a freaking 10-cent deposit. You get your 10 cents. I said, I'm just doing this to wipe out the 10 cents. You should take it. Well, no, we're not taking it. I said, you can't do that. I said, I'm going to report you to the Better Business Bureau. You can't say I'm only taking deposit if it's someone who buys something right from my store. If you bought this from my store, you have to take it. So anyway, me and him went back and forth. I said, you know what? I'm going to put the Dr. Pepper back in your cooler, sir. Open it up, set it back in the cooler. I said, have a great day. And then as I'm walking out of the store, he started going on and on and on and on and on, telling me all this crap about, well, we don't really have to take it. And, oh, okay, thanks, McNicrum. Thanks for coming back. I'm just telling a little story here, what happened to me just after the 4th of July, dealing with this idiot at a party store. So anyway, he went on running his mouth, and I didn't answer him, no nothing. I just put the pot back in the cooler and took my slow time leaving. And made it a point. You know what? You just lost business. If you're going to be an idiot like that and say, well, I'm not taking your empty can of Red Bull for 10 cents. So I took my empty can of Red Bull with me and I left the store and I went down the street and hit a gas station and got my freaking Dr. Pepper. And guess what? They took my can of Red Bull and deposit. But man, you just don't run a business like that because you're trying to be cheap. Some of these smaller party stores don't want to be bothered with too many bottle returns because they got to store all that till the vendor comes out and picks up their stuff. So a lot of times they try to discourage people from cashing their cans and bottles into these smaller party stores. But you can't do that. Now, I could probably, go through the headache or put in a complaint to the Better Business Bureau and look up some department in the state of Michigan and put a complaint. But as far as I'm concerned, what I'm just going to do would be simply this is just, I'm not coming back to the store. That's it. I won't do business with you. Give me 1 second. I got to change the battery out. My light's getting just a little dim over here. I got my battery light hooked up. Okay. Here we go. Is this it? Yeah. All right. Oh, there we go. Okay, brightness again. All right, perfect. Yeah, I'm back. Thank you for staying with me. I got one of those, like, it's a rectangle light. I mentioned this a few times before, and it's got it's something like 100, maybe I think it's 75 like little LED lights, but I like this, got a nice cover on it, but it runs off of batteries. And when I put it on full power, usually I get like about an hour and 15 minutes or so to an hour and a half out of the battery. But what I really enjoy about it, when I shoot some videos and do my lives, I already got like 4 or 5 things plugged in my power strip. So I don't have to bother with an extension cord and I can put the thing anywhere I want it. But the drawback is, like, when I do a live for a couple hours or longer, I got to change out the battery, and I just look up this way and I could see if it was going dim, which it was. So at any rate, that's what I was doing. Oh, now do a story about my first fight. Flight or fight. Okay, my first fight. All right, hold on. And I'll put this last one I had here on the what's going on in Seattle for a little later. Probably elementary school. A kid I fought, Robert. We got in a fight. He got a couple punches in on me, but then I landed a few good blows on him. And then another one I got into was in middle school. I think it was in 9th grade. But the kid, what he did though, he said me and one of his friends got in an argument. Then he come on up, being a bully. So we not sort of being a bully, but trying to like intimidate me, and I wasn't having it. So as I was turning around, it was in between classes. He came with the sucker punch, boom, and he nailed me. But when I was coming back, I put my hand real fast like that, and I got a hold, and it was the popular thing. This is like the early 90s when this happened. No, late 80s, I think 89, 90, something like that. But anyway, the popular thing was they have these gold necklaces. A lot of kids, it was before they could get cars, was the popular thing to have 2 or 3 gold necklaces and have on like the real expensive shoes and the nice clothing. That was the way to show off, before they had the cars. This was middle school. But what I'm getting at is he hit me. I don't know if it was just if it was me or just a reaction, but I put my arm out like this and I caught his necklace like that. Man, I went wham. As I went back, you got a lick on me, but I tore his necklace off, man. And then one of the teachers was down the hallway and came in and was with the kids. So before he could jump on me or do anything, and I had his jewelry there, and he had to come down to the office, and then the principal gave it back to him or to his parents there. But when I fell down with his necklace there, I started, scraping it on the ground. And as I was trying to get back up, there was just a mob of kids in that came this fight I had. But the thing I didn't like is with this fight, I was in I think ninth grade or 8th grade. It was 8th grade. That was at 8th grade before high school, middle school. So anyway, they had the zero tolerance policy deal. And he tried saying that, I grabbed his necklace and broke it and I was trying to choke him or some nonsense. And I told him my story. I said, when I got hit, it was like a reaction. I came back. When I grabbed that, I just, pulled on it. And anyway, yeah, I got like a 1 week in school suspension. And then he got the same thing. But I'm like, what BS is this? Here's the aggressor hit me with the sucker punch. But that's how it is in the school sometimes. Some of these, that'd be a whole nother topic. I did do a topic on the corporal punishment with the schools a while back in one of my lives, but I don't agree with this zero tolerance policy, that if it's clear, you can clearly identify who's the aggressor, just because someone fights back and all of a sudden they get suspended too, that's a very stupid rule. I believe in self-defense and saying, someone's the aggressor and you're defending yourself, and it's proven, then, you shouldn't be getting in trouble. But yeah, it's a whole nother topic. But those are a couple fights I remember. I didn't have too many issues with high school. I worked out a lot. I was on the swim team. I mean, I still got a picture, one of my swim team pictures. I mean, I was built like a freaking rock. And the other thing, with high school wasn't just me being built in shape and could fight, but it was that troublemakers were done and gone, man. In my high school where I went, the troublemakers in middle school and that they got the slap on the wrist and would come back. In high school, they were done, man. You got in trouble a couple of times, go find another high school to go to, so I don't remember having any problems in high school other than just, having fun times, man. But middle school and elementary, yeah, I had some fights. Oh, dang, zero tolerance. Yeah, if I get expelled for the dumb rule, no self-defense rules in school. Yes, they do, Mick Nykram, they do. There's an old saying, and you could say this if you ever run into some teacher who's, wanting to give you this any justification for zero tolerance, is simply this, and this is I rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. That means that I rather put my fate in a jury. Let me make sure. I always have a hard time with that word. Not jury as in jury you wear, but a jury. You know what I'm talking about? The 12 people rule in a court hearing. It's getting late for me. A juror. The juror is an individual, and then the group is the jurors. But that's what it means. I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Carried by 6 means you're in a coffin, and the pallbearers, they have the 6 pallbearers that carry your coffin. But that's an old figurative saying. I'd rather be judged by 12 and carried by 6. So yeah, it's just one of those things, I'd rather take a suspension from school and defend myself than to be like, oh my God, if I throw a punch back or I try to defend myself, it's zero tolerance policy. I'll get a 2-week suspension and it could affect my grades. Now, I'm kind of more concerned about getting a black eye or a broken jaw or get myself seriously hurt, So, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts when my first couple school fights I remember, and as far as, what's going on with the schools and on that zero tolerance policy crap. Yeah, that's yeah, that's a bunch of BS. If I was like your parent, I'd simply call up the principal or vice principal and say, hey, if I came in your office to talk to you, and let's say me and you had a disagreement, you get up and I crack you and you hit the floor and I break your jaw. All right. And then I to step further, I come after you to hit you some more. And all of a sudden you get up and you hit me back and knock me down over there. And then the police are called. And there's a couple witnesses and the police say, hey, Ed was in the room and he got upset and he came and he hit me and nearly broke my jaw. And so when he was going to come after me again and made a couple steps towards me, that's when I got up to defend myself and I hit him. So why is it that an adult can defend himself, but some student can't? Physical harm is physical harm. I don't care if it's 2 minors, or if it's an adult. They should all be treated the same. Now, it should be, a zero tolerance if they can't determine who the aggressor is. If it's 2 kids getting an argument and they get in a fight, too bad, so sad. Then both of them need to be suspended or whatever due process there is. But if it's self-defense and you're protecting yourself from further physical harm or a physical harm, and it could be easily proven, then it should be dismissed, but this nonsense, like I could come up and go crack you in the face. And the minute you respond back, then you get just as much as trouble as I do. The zero tolerance policy that the schools do, that I don't agree with. But, like I say, again, that's just my own opinion, McNikram. Let me get to this last story here and then we'll have some more fun conversation. Okay. A couple lives ago, I talked about I had to get a little drink. Anyway, the police chief in the city of Seattle, Washington. The last news story, some protesters came down the street to go protest outside her house, and the neighbors came out with guns. And they're saying, hey, we're not having this in our neighborhood. Some group of protesters, they were not going to allow them to intimidate the police chief at her personal residence. And then the group tried to say, these are First Amendment rights. We have a right to protest and freedom of speech and go outside a house and blah, blah, blah. But then my opinion on the matter was this. I feel that you're stepping over that line from a constitutional protected First Amendment of free speech and assembly when you go to someone's personal residence, because now it becomes a matter of intimidation, and surround somebody's house. But here's something now, this breaking news just from 2 days ago from the Associated Press, August 11th. The chief of police of the city of Seattle has resigned Monday night. This was just this 2 days ago or 3 days ago, just this last Monday night, shortly after the city council voted to cut nearly $4 million from the agency's budget. According to CNN, Chief, Carmen Best. Carmen, like the lady Carmen, the last name's Best, the B-E-S-T. Carmen Best, that's the police chief who's resigning, I should say, announced her, well, it says officially retirement, but anyway, let me move on. Best announced her retirement just hours after the city council for the city of Seattle, the city council approved a budget that would reallocate monies originally slated to be put towards the police department to community programs in wake of the protesters following the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis last May. The budget reduction calls for cutting 32 police officers from patrol, reducing specialized units and administrative costs, cutting training, travel expenses, transferring victims advocates to Human Services Department, and removing 2 sworn officers from the 911 emergency call center. Hello. Okay. Okay, almost done here. Best, that's the police chief that's retiring, but I'm calling it resigning. Okay. Well, welcome from the Philippines. Yep. No, you're right, McNikram. I can show that though. Welcome from the Philippines. That's fine. Yes. Thank you for coming, Sky. Real quick, I'm just reading the article here. Okay. Best said in a letter to members of the police force, I'm confident the department will make it through these difficult times. Her retirement will be effective September 2nd. So what we're having is a reduction for the city of Seattle of 32 officers just from the patrol division alone. They're cutting 2 sworn officers from the 911 emergency center. And like I mentioned before, now I'm going to get into my opinion. I read this article. I got something else to show you. Okay. I read this. I'm going to just give you my opinion and we'll talk about it here. Where is it here again? To be put towards the police department. Okay, yeah, here it is. I'm going to read this part again here. The budget would reallocate monies originally slated to be put towards the police department to community programs in wake of the protests following the George Floyd incident last May. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So now you want to cut the police department, okay, in the city of Seattle. This was also in the news not too long ago. They had a section of Seattle that was taken over by the freaking people, and they wouldn't let the police come in there to I don't say disarm the people, but take back this neighborhood. That to me gets real disturbing. So you're going to cut back the police officers in the city of Seattle, where the George Floyd incident didn't even take place. Okay. And like I mentioned, this is a knee-jerk reaction. Who's going to pay the price? I'm not talking money, but who's going to pay the price for this are going to be the people in the community. When you talk a major urban city, all right, like Seattle, that's my own opinion, Chicago, Detroit, Atlanta, Georgia, just some examples, all right? Big cities like that. They get a lot of 911 calls, all right? And guess what happens? Oh, okay, well, thank you. Thank you very much for listening to me. So anyway, they get a lot of 911 calls. Just in Detroit, we do alone. They get slain with them, and they have a slow enough police response because there's not enough cops to go around. But here's the thing, all right? I'm not dismissing that we have some issue with law enforcement and it needs to get addressed. McNikram heard me talk about this before in depth. But you're going to hurt the people because when they go to call 911, now you got 2 less 911 operators. You cut back more police officers. And now you say, we're doing this because what happened to George Floyd. Huh, that's interesting. You want to really look into facts. Look into the number of police officers that are killed every year by minorities. We had in Detroit, we had a police precinct station, an adult black male, okay, came in that station with a gun and opened up and started shooting at the police officers in there. Now, why I bring this up, all right, is the point that there's 2 sides to this. Yes, there's problems with the police and that needs to be addressed, okay? But it's always not the police that are causing some of these problems, meaning the violence and stuff. For example, in Chicago, is it the police that are going around with all these shooting deaths in Chicago? dealing with this maid, listening to you. I'm still here dealing with this. Yeah, this is, I'm using is I'm referring to this breaking news. The city of Seattle, Life Anaya, is cutting back money to the Seattle Police Department in wake of the George Floyd incident and the protests. So they're defunding their police department and they're laying off 911 operators and cutting back police officers. My point is that I feel it's a knee-jerk reaction that the city council is acting on, and it's the people in the community that are going to pay the price, especially in big cities. They need police. Now, I'm not letting the law enforcement off the hook. There needs to be changes. But like I said, I mentioned that before. McNikram agreed with me. Yeah, I'm totally with you, McNikram. One good solution is you got to get the community. I'll go over this real quick. You have in America, you got to get the community involved in the process more, not just the courts, but with the law enforcement. Don't lay off the cops and let the people of the community suffer. My suggestion was you have a civilian review board that has power and shared equal power with the police department. And so when, let's say someone has a complaint or a problem and they feel it doesn't get resolved by through the police department, they can fill out a form and escalate their problem, their issue, their complaint, and send it to a civilian review board. And if the civilian review board side with them, they would meet once a month with the heads of the police department and say, hey, we got these 4 issues. And let's say my issue was religious discrimination. Ed over here, he made a complaint about how one of your police officers, certain things he said and did to him, and he has a great case of religious discrimination. It's clearly right here. And the police department sits down and they have to agree upon this complaint jointly and sign off on it, okay, for it to be taken care of. So it might be something like, okay, we'll suspend this police officer for his or her actions and words for a week with no pay, and they both agree to it. Or if the two sides can't agree on what needs to be done, and the police department says, nope, we're backing our police officer on this incident and not Ed here, and the civilian review board says, I'm sorry, we're with Ed on this, then what happens is where it finally gets resolved, if they both don't sign off on the complaint, then it goes to the court, and the judge would make a final decision on it for a complaint. But by doing this, you're not defunding the police. You're getting the community in the process, which we don't have right now. Other than if it gets to the point of going to criminal court or civil issues have usually not much to do at all with the police. Or it goes to criminal court and a jury. See, I couldn't pronounce it before. Now I got it. A jury would sit down and deliberate, make a decision, and the jury is the community involvement. But I'm talking about with the issues of the 1 or 2% of bad law enforcement we have in this country. 1 second, let me read the chat. Oh, by the way, it's George Floyd incident, right? And the reason I bring up the race a little bit, because okay, it's no big secret that this is definitely brought into it, that this just these are this Minneapolis police officer who put his knee on Floyd's neck wasn't just reckless or didn't care. It's pretty self-evident that this is an issue of racism that I really have to question, would he have done that same thing if George Floyd was white? Okay. Reason I'm also bringing this up, here's a picture of the police chief in Seattle. The first black female police chief. Now she's resigning. And she's had an exceptional record. She's calling it a retirement, but no, people don't just retire like that. So this is her picture. And now why are you, and reason I'm bringing this up with her skin color is being done because of George Floyd and the protesters, and we got to defund the police, so there's going to be bad things coming out of this, and I hope this doesn't spread to other cities. But anyway, that's my opinion on it. I'm not saying I'm right on everything, and you don't agree with me, that's fine. I won't hate you. I won't love you. You know, that this is what makes him one of the things that I love about America is the freedom of speech. And, you know, we can agree and disagree on things. But let me check the chat here because I've been going on enough and I don't want to ignore you guys. You make my show. When you're more knowledgeable, people will think you're crazy. That's the problem. That's true. Yeah, it's true. Because a week ago, I was not for all lives matter. You know, I'll comment on that a little bit because that's not so much. That's a social issue, not a political issue. When it comes to Black Lives Matter, all lives matter, I can give my opinion on that. One thing I learned is the police get a check based on how many people they have locked up, not actually did anything. I agree that all lives matter, but we need to work on making the safer Black community, in my opinion. I'm just going through the comments here, everybody. Yeah, McNicrum, you're getting on the page I am. Yeah. There's some Life of Naya. There's some truth in your comment and some that isn't. Where let's talk local police, like your city, your township police, or like your county sheriff deputies. We're not talking like state police or your federal agencies like the FBI and the U.S. Marshals and that. But police, they have to justify their job, okay? Like when they do patrol. There's the majority of departments don't have what's these quote unquote ticket quotas or arrest quotas. They justify their job because they got a log report sheet, okay, along with their police reports. They got to turn that in. So when they're on an 8-hour day, and let's say they're supposed to do 5 hours of patrolling, either responding to 911 calls, not emergency calls, or writing traffic tickets, or to be more technical, civil infractions. If they come back to the station and say, "Yep, here, Lieutenant, here's my daily log sheet, and I got one ticket," and the lieutenant looks and says, "Well, wait a minute. Why is it that every police officer that's on patrol for 8-hour shift, 5 hours, is coming back with an average of like 5 tickets and about 3 to 4 police reports on calls? So you're telling me the only thing you had for 5 hours is 1 ticket?" So yeah, there is a little bit of incentive. They got to do stuff, but now some of that court system is a freaking money racket. That's another topic I could get into. You know, I did do a video, what to do, what not to do on a traffic stop. And I do mention how the court systems it's become a money racket on the smaller level with these traffic tickets. I found out by family members who are police officers in many states, that you found out that the police make their money by arresting more people. I will say this is a fact. I try to be fair too. I'm not always, the police officer advocate and the police don't do no wrong. And I always, I'm sitting there shining their freaking shoes. I'm not. And you could say this, all right? A lot of people don't know this, but you can get them on this. A lot of the time, police are not there to help you. They're there to solve a crime, meaning that they're either there to make an arrest, or if no crime's been committed, have a nice day. Goodbye. I'll give you a great example. Let's say that I call the cops because I'm in an apartment complex and I hear my neighbors arguing, and it's screaming and yelling. And I say, "Hey, can you please send a couple police officers over to my neighbor's house? I just want to make sure that this lady and my neighbor is okay. It's not, I don't know if she's getting kicked or punched, but she's screaming. So I'm not sure if she's screaming because she's mad or she's being hurt, but can you do a safety check and go check on her?" All right, I'm the concerned citizen. I know my neighbor a little bit, so I call the cops. Now they gotta come out and act on that call. So they come out and they knock on the door. The guy answers the door and his girlfriend's there. And they talk. We had a 911 call. We were concerned for your safety. We just want to make sure you're okay. So they say, yeah, we're just having an argument. I didn't touch her. She didn't touch me. We're just having a loud argument. We'll keep it down. We got some issues over bills and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. And the cops speak to them a little bit. And then they end up, the police, let's say, find out that these two have got some serious marital problems. There's more to it. Okay. Yeah, I'll get to that comment in just a second, Micro. So, and I'm making a point here. The cops hear all this stuff and say, wow, okay, this couple had, and they both realize this from experience in doing the job. They both have got serious marital problems and whatnot. Now, the police officers, there's where I'm going to get to my point. Those two police officers might have phone numbers and information and say, hey, you know what? Before we leave, we'd like to help you with this situation. You didn't commit no crime, all right? But we're about the community. We're policing for the community. We don't police the community. We police for the community. We're here for you, blah, blah, blah. And the police officers have information to social workers, let's say some psychologists, marriage counselors, and that police officer could go out to his car and come back and say, hey, I got a couple of sheets here. It's your decision, but maybe instead of going back and forth and arguing with each other, why not call one of these marriage counselors and tell them what's going on and they can help you? You might be able to say what you have in a relationship, because my years of experience, it's just a matter of when, not if, you guys are going to separate. And, I'm kind of concerned on that, and I'd like to help you. But a lot of times the cops ain't going to do that. No, they're going to say, okay, no crimes committed. All we want to tell you is, if we get called out here again, we might have to make an arrest. And just keep in mind, if you touch him or you touch her and become an aggressor, it could be assault and battery. Somebody's going to jail. Have a great day. See, like I said, they're not there really a lot of times the police are not there to help you. They're just there to see, okay, was a crime committed? And let me resolve it. Is either do I make an arrest, or sometimes do I just give a warning if no crime's been committed and to tell them have a great day. See, where there's circumstances where they could actually help some of the public, but they might just say, screw it. I got probably 3 other calls waiting for me right now. I don't care. As long as you two aren't committing a crime, I don't really give a damn. Have a great day. So a lot of times they're just there to solve a crime. But anyway, let me get to the comments. That was just the point I wanted to make. I don't like the police that kill people that are rude. I've experienced nice police officers and rude ones. Yes, that's true. I've encountered just the same, and even sometimes within the same departments of cops that are really rude and have got egos, to boot, and other ones are just really nice people. Yeah. Like, how do you want to be equal but expect a man to open the door for you and kiss your feet and stuff? How do I want to be equal? I'm not sure exactly where you're going with that. Is that I don't like the police that kill people that are rude and experienced. Yeah, police that kill people, okay. I look at it, I break it down to, murder and justified. Now, what happened with Floyd, that's murder. There was that other incident, I think it was South Carolina, that the gentleman was running away and the police officer pulled his gun out because he thought nobody was around and just shot him right in the freaking back, which is totally, totally illegal, and it's murder. Yeah. Now, justified would be, Chicago. They just had another incident with recently with the police, but this gentleman had a gun and he shot at the 2 police officers. So what are you supposed to do? You give me a badge and tell me, hey, go enforce the law, and I go out and someone's shooting at me with a gun? You start shooting at a cop with a gun, you deserve a bolt in the head. I'm sorry. That's the way I feel. No apologies, So Yeah. Yeah, he was running away. Okay, Charleston. Yes. Yeah. Now that was cold-blooded murder. But I will say, I think the first one was a mistrial, but then he went back and he got the jail. But a lot of times they're just not getting off where they said no justice, no peace after police. Think about this for a second, okay? No justice, no peace. The Minneapolis police officers with this Floyd incident, they just got arrested. There hasn't even been a trial. Now, Rodney King was a different situation in 1992. I get that. When the police got off after beating them, surrounding them, and taking those the baton sticks and hitting them, I get that. These people just got arrested. What are you talking about? No justice. They arrested him a few days after. And when an incident like that happens, it has to go through the prosecutor's office first. They got to get reports and stuff. And I know it's on video, but that doesn't, and to start saying, F the police, here's my problem with that. So you're in Detroit marching, let's say, and you're F the police. What about this one Detroit police officer you might walk by and say F the police, and just the day before he saved a black life or a minority life? There was just an article not too long ago, a white police officer. I got YouTube videos where they gave CPR to a minority. But what I'm getting at is that, yeah, there's a lot of police out there that actually are saving lives and doing good, and I can't get with that blanketing saying, go F all the police. Now, it is freedom of speech in our country, and you can have that right and got that opinion. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. I don't take it personal or mad. I'm just giving my opinion on, what has, happened with this as far as, what we're talking about here. But let me get to the chat. Here. Not all police are bad. As a matter of fact, are just a few bad ones. Yeah, and we need to weed them out. We definitely need to weed them out. Now, what I brought up, Life of Naya, is not a total solution, but it's a step in the right direction in having these civilian review boards. And that'll also do something else. Will black people get bailed out? They got bailed out. Wait. Yes, he was running away. He got bailed out. It was on the news that the police were released because someone looked, well, they should have no bail as the power of murder and assault do not go on. Well, that does vary with regards to bail issue. That goes from state to state, and depending on the crime with that varies it. But with those police officers, with the Floyd incident, wow, I don't know what in the world defense they're going to I'm sorry, not I'm getting late calling defense that they can mount, because see, here's some major issues. All right. Yeah, we got the issue of murder. It killed Floyd. I'm not laughing about it, being a little sarcastic, but it's the police's responsibility to render aid. Anytime someone says I can't breathe or my chest hurts or anything like that, it is the police officer's responsibility to make an effort to render aid. Now, the only exception is that if the police officer's life, his or hers, is in jeopardy. Meaning that if someone says, "Oh, my chest hurts," and they're not handcuffed, and the police officer's trying to arrest them and they're throwing punches, well, I can't render aid when someone's getting physical and throwing punches at me, but that's not the case. So one, they didn't render aid. Wait, what, Raw? What I missed, laugh out loud. Anyway, I'm talking about with the Floyd incident and our topic here, where the police officers are going to, I don't see how they can have a defense other than cop a plea, and maybe some of them might get a second degree murder instead of first degree. But what was so disturbing with that, along with the murder and the knee on the neck, is it went against everything that's taught to police officers from an academy and training and what they're supposed to do with their job and uphold the Constitution and protect the public. One of them, like I said, is to render aid. The minute someone says, "I can't breathe, my chest hurts, I'm having my back, it's hurting me," what you're doing and they're not resisting, you have to render aid. They didn't bother doing that. And second of all, when a suspect, we always use the term suspect. There was, the crime was some counterfeit, a $20 bill or some crap he used at a store. At any rate, when they have a suspect in custody, force can no longer be used. When he's handcuffed, you have to sit him up. Now, if he can't go in that particular vehicle, you have to sit him up and say, okay, Joe Blow, your partner, go over and grab a car. We're going to put him in the back of the car. I'm making an arrest for such and such. I got my probable cause. None of that happened. You kept him on the ground with the knee in the neck until the freaking ambulance show up. Why is this happening? He's got handcuffs on. He's detained. He's no longer a threat. Even when your own people said not to do it. But it was, what I feel was his emotions. He couldn't control his emotions and he had his ego. That's what I'm picking up. When I watch this video, I mean, the disturbing part is the Floyd dying. And it's just, but yeah, I see these things going. You didn't render aid. You got somebody who's in handcuffs, who's detained. Why do you still have him on the ground like that? A police academy even teaches you that. Police academy, even a freaking police academy says, okay, you got him cuffed. He's no longer a threat. Get him up, put him in the back of the car. They don't teach you no police academy to keep using force on someone who's in handcuffs and detained. That's a crime. I'm doing a rant here, but I'm being honest with you guys. Oh, laughing your ass off. Yeah. That's some real disturbing, and watching him die is the worst, most tragic part. Now, granted, Floyd's past is not too good. But that's irrelevant of the incident of what happened. One of the things that Floyd did in his past, he put a gun to the head of a pregnant lady while his friends robbed the house. But anything that was done in the past, and this will be probably reason I'm bringing this up. This might be something that's brought up in court, and they'll try to say, well, we had concerns that he might be a threat or this or that. The defense for these police officers are going to probably try anything under the sun if they're not able to cop a plea or get a good plea, which I doubt. I think that the prosecution's going to go for murder one, which is intent and premeditation. And premeditation in intent, that's going to be easy to show with this incident. So, yeah, they'll be getting life in jail. I think Minnesota does not have capital punishment, with that incident. But, I try to look at things fairly, and then I feel what happened in Seattle and cutting the budget because of this incident is a definite knee-jerk reaction to, what happened. And some of the stuff that the protesters have done. There was a thing, black people can get bailed out. Someone brought up with, was it the Black Lives Matter, and then there's All Lives Matter. Yeah, I haven't seen people that cool. I don't know, you could be doing something. But anyway, here's my opinion on that. That was brought up, Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter. Let me get a little Snapple. Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm more All Lives Matter because, and here's my thing behind it. Not just because I'm white. Okay, that's no big freaking secret there. I have some of my best friends are black and some of my best friends are white. And I would feel just as much as sorrow and pain if any of them was, let's say, killed in a carjacking incident. Okay. And I feel that whether it's a white friend of mine or a black friend of mine, both their lives matter just as equally. And I feel that it's always been, and people have always felt all lives matter, so yeah, that's where I come from. But I do understand, what's been going on. And I find it, and it gets into some other issues with, I don't have a total solution with Chicago, especially the city of Chicago, what's going on with the shootings and the murder. And it's got to stop, man. It's just, wow. It's been going on too damn long. And it's just saddening when you pick up I don't say we don't pick up a newspaper anymore. We usually check the news like I do on the internet, but I see a news headline and it's like city of Chicago in one weekend, 29 people shot and 7 deaths and killing each other. And so it's kind of like, that's just the way I see it. It's not, it's just my opinion. Doesn't, if you have a difference of opinion on the all lives matter and Black Lives Matter, that's fine. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean you're wrong. It's just, it was asked to me in the chat. So that's my opinion on it. I'm more of, all lives matter. I see whether someone's white, Hispanic, or Black, that, their lives matter just as much. And that's how I view it. Anyway, is anything that you guys want to say on that topic, or otherwise I'll just move on? Good night. Laughing my ass off. Y'all gotta go read the Bible after dealing with this maid. Good night. Oh, Life of Naya. Are you referring to me as the maid, Life of Naya, or is that something else you're talking about? Raw, I don't know, by the way. PB the Cool. Let me set this over here. He could be doing something else. I don't know. Maybe he's in bed or he's not on his phone or internet. Yeah. I enjoy. Oh, I got all my papers for my topics here tonight. I enjoyed PB the Cool, coming in. Oh, something else I meant to talk about. As a matter of fact, this just happened a few days ago. Wait, let's talk rude live streamers. Oh, okay. I promise you I'll get to, you know what? I'll go ahead and talk about it now. I'll make a note of what I was going to talk about. Hold on one second. We'll talk about that right now, McNikram. I'm making a note here, McNikram, for something I want to talk about, but I'm going to put that on hold because I promise you we'll talk about it. Let's talk about rude live streamers like Ange. Let's start off first. I actually listened to your one video you did. You did it live, but you weren't on it. It was like a black screen, and you made some some points about the Ange TV show and the trivia thing and whatnot. I haven't been on his. I think I was on one of his lives a couple weeks ago, but I'm friends with Ange. We've talked a few times. It's been a while, been on there, but I'm also this way too. McNikram, is that if you don't want to come over to my channel every now and then and watch a video and drop a like and a comment, or you want to take the time to, watch one of my lives. Now, I don't expect hey, I watched 2 of your videos, McNikram. I expect you to come over and do 2 of mine. But, if I'm coming over your channel often and you don't come over to mine once in a while and, drop a comment or join me on one of my lives, I'm not coming over to your place. You're not helping me too much. Nope. Yeah. How should I say this? A constructive criticism. I'll leave it at this because I don't like the gossip, when I'm behind someone's back. Bingo. Now you got it. Well, you've heard me talk before about givers and takers. And I've kind of noticed he's becoming a little more of a taker, than a giver. And he's developed a very bad ego. I've noticed that when I was on a couple lives ago. He still does some nice things, but like he used to, try to work with his base a little bit, get them to network with each other, and he's gotten a little bit arrogant, I feel. But I try not to go too far because it's not. I find it unfair. It'd be like if, let's say, he's on a live or someone else is on a live, and they start talking about InfoSpot 401, and it's easy to say crap about me behind my back. Bring me in on StreamYard and, but, well, I'll say this, McNicrum. Yeah, there's some things going on that I don't like. And I'm not going to go too far into it because, like I said, again, I don't feel it's fair for me to talk about anybody behind their back. But I can say this. If somebody's not being respectful to me or they're doing something I don't like, especially we're talking YouTube or a Facebook or something, I'm not going to bother with them no more. Oh, he nominated me for the Ange Award. Okay, well, that's nice. But I'll just leave it at this. If somebody's doing something, that, let's say, I find disrespectful or something I don't like, I just won't go to their channel, and bother with them. Now, I will say this too, like, what was that incident with the Nate dog behind the camera used to come and support me, and he got caught lying and whatnot and so forth. Well, that becomes a little about yourself too. See how it says Ange? If it's an Ange Hall of Fame or an Ange Award or any rate, what was that? The Nate dog behind the camera and that, I got no problem whether it's Ange or anyone else calls him out for something, doing something like that. I would do just the same. But yeah, if he's doing a live or something you don't like, or even me, if I do a live or there's something about me that you really dislike, whether it's my opinions or how I treat people or whatnot, the best thing to do, how many freaking YouTube lives and channels are out there? Don't go there. Just simply don't go there. Like I said, my only little constructive criticism would be is I was watching just about every freaking video he had all the way from when he started his channel, and I was on his lives a lot, but I didn't see too much in return. And yeah, you might have a big subscriber base in that, but you can narrow that down when you get people that are coming over often, on your lives and your videos and really supporting you. You got to give back a little bit. So I just leave it at this. If someone doesn't come to my channel hardly at all, I'm not going to be going too far out of my way to come on your lives or, your videos. So, yeah, that's it. But, I can't say as far as, strict or not strict. I haven't been on there enough to really give an opinion on that. I've seen a little bit of his, he's done his trivia and had fun with it, and that's cool. But I don't know. He did, what was it? One comment he said to me. Oh, something about spamming because some lady said hello to me in a chat window. Now I can speak on this because this is me personally. I was in there and some lady said hi to or hello to me. And I went over to her channel and subscribed and watched the video in full, genuine networking. And I said, hey, I was over at your place. I left you a gift or something like that. Can you check mine out as well? And she didn't respond to me. So I waited like about 4 or 5 minutes and no response. So I left the same kind of message, just worded differently, say, hey, I was nice enough to come over to your channel and help you out. Hello. And then the first thing Angie's, oh, don't spam. And then it's not spamming. Anyway, wait, he gets Mad at people for using Google. The Angie Award. I'll get on that trivia 1 second, McNikram, and answer that for you. Raw nominated for the Angie Award. No, I'm kind of split on that because you see, I'd be grateful anyone nominates me for some type of award or gives me acknowledgement, and I'm not even talking money. But if it says Ange first before the award, is that something that like, oh, okay, it's the Ange TV show award, and it that was similar. Like, I'm trying to get to a point here. Oh, that's what I meant to say. There was a thing put out about the Ange. Was it the Ange challenge? Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you very much. He did that thing. What was it? The Ange challenge where yeah, you do a reaction on your very first video from your YouTube channel, and then yeah, that's kind of fun. And you sit there and you critique your first video, say, yeah, you know what, I hardly had any lighting set up, I was stuttering my words, or I did this, I did that. But he wanted to say, yes, the Ange TV show challenge. Make sure you say it was the Ange TV show challenge. I know what you're doing, bro. You're trying to promote your freaking channel with this Ange TV show challenge on other people's channels. That I didn't quite agree with. It's not the biggest of deal. Wait, I didn't do the Ange challenge. Yeah, but why can't it just be like, first video reaction challenge? But see what that is, that's what I'm getting at, is it's a sneaky backdoor way of what your true intentions are, is to promote your channel and say, man, I got this great idea. It's, I'll even use my name, the Info Spot 411 YouTube reaction or challenge. Yeah, go do a reaction video on your very first video, but make sure you say it's Info Spot 411. Well, what I'm trying to do is promote my channel on all these other channels, but I'm making it sound like it's something fun and it's to your benefit. But no, actually, what I'm doing is I'm getting you to promote my channel, and that was the true intention. So that kind of rubbed me wrong a little bit, but it's not that big a deal. We're not all perfect, and he's done great things. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's helped me out, when I was, coming on his channel, and when I do come on his live, he says, hey, I give you a shout out. He does give me, a shout out. He'll say, hey, Info Spot's here. And I've talked to him, a couple times, off YouTube. It's been a little while, but like I say, my only thing with it is, and he's doing a superb job, man. He's almost near 2,000 subscribers. He's got his groove going with the trivia and his lives. No problem. Oh, exactly, McNikram. That's a whole nother topic I might hit on enough is the YouTube paranoia. Yeah. Oh, wait, but with the using Google. Now I'll say this though. I can understand. I've tried to be fair. I can understand if what was I going to say with the Google? Now, if he's trying to do an honest trivia game, where he has it set up and is basically the first one to get the answer in, or he does the time limit deal, which I did that. I did that time limit thing. I think I called it one night elimination. It was all of a sudden later that same day. Now he had a time limit. Well, I'm like, okay, where'd you get that idea from? I wondered, gee. But I can understand a little bit where it comes from, because when you're trying to do a trivia, it's about, okay, who gets it? And if, you get, a couple people cheating using the Google, then all the other people are trying to play it fairly, like, okay, well, let me think about this for 10 seconds and put in an answer, and someone's like, okay, I got Google right here, here's my cell phone, it's right here, okay, oh, that's a question, okay, first one to put it in. So I can get that a little bit, but My thing with the trivia, and I'll get to the spam thing real quick, McNightgram. The problem I found out, and why you don't see me do the trivia too much, is that when I did like guess what, guess who trivia, and I did the other one, elimination, is that what shows on my live chat screen is different than what like McNightcrum's is and Raw and let's say Life of Naya 06 and the 10 other people that are there on the trivia will be different on each other's screen. And so I found that to be a problem because yeah, it's just a fun trivia thing we're doing, but that's not fair when someone's actually putting an answer in first, but then your internet feed is showing somebody else. So like my internet feed could be favoring, let's say, McNightcrum. Okay. But let's say Raw or PB the Cooler in here and they're getting their answers in first. But for some reason, my live chat is picking up McNightcrum first every time. So I found that to be a problem, doing it. Another thing, I try not to, I'll say get burnt out in it. Now, I did come up with another game similar to the trivia. I did it, was it earlier this week on a morning show, my last morning show, McNightcrum, and it was pretty fun, but I didn't have, I want to try to get at least 5-6 people in. Oh, right. Yeah, because a lot of times somebody who's actually coming in second, they might have came in first because what shows on your computer screen could be different on his. But I came up with a great game earlier this week, but I didn't have too many people on my morning show. So I will do it again, and I'll probably do it on a late night show where I can start at 11 or 10:30. And I thought it was fun. I did a Price is Right game. And what I do is I got 15 different items, and I went from Targets, Best Buy, what are the other ones? Lowe's, Amazon, and I put like one of them was a Whirlpool window air conditioner, Whirlpool brand window air conditioner, and it did 700 square feet because a lot of times the price is not only based off the brand on the air conditioner, but how many square feet it does. I'm getting long story short. So I put a picture up of the item on the TV behind me, and I was sitting just opposite of where I am now, and I have my TV on, and I put the picture in a PowerPoint. And what it is it takes away, nobody can cheat on that thing, and I'll tell you why. And really, it's not who gets it in first; it's about just getting it right. It's just fun. And I forget the price; maybe it was like $398 or something for it. But it's just like the game show. I'd say, okay, I got a Whirlpool window air conditioner. It does 700 square feet. It's model X251. And it shows the window air conditioner here. And I'll like, okay, put your guess amounts or your bid amounts in now. And I'll give like 10 or 15 seconds. But here's the thing. If someone thinks they're slick and they go on Walmart.com or Amazon.com and look up that air conditioner, yeah, I'll do it again, McNightcrum. But let's say somebody thinks that they're going to cheat on me and say, okay, I'll pull up Amazon.com. I go off the price I got it from, and I happen to go on Lowe's. So I say, I don't care what your price you got from the Amazon or let's say Walmart.com. At Lowe's, it sells for $398. But it's having fun, but it's fair to everybody because now I'm not. Oh, Big King family, thank you very much. I was talking about my, I'll do it again, my Price is Right game I did on my morning show a few days back. And I'll put you in my next tribute video for showing up. Oh, I see you too, Raul. Yeah, you see my glasses? I kind of take them off when I read my comments. I put these on just because the lights that come in here, not to look cool or, stylish. Anyway, yeah, it was a fun game. And it's just like the game show when I did my Price is Right. I put the item up there and I give like 15 seconds for everybody to put a guess in and guess on the price of the item. So And the closest one to the item price without going over is the winner. And I do 15 items, and then, and then I also put in the contestants, but the winners go first. So if you win, if you win, you get one of them right, put it in, similar to how I did my trivia. But I was thinking of some different game ideas, but I did that. And then what I could do in my next one too is I could do a showcase cinema. If you ever watched that Price is Right game show, which I think you did. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jet Hunter channel. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Where was I? Oh, yeah. The Price is Right. I always get a kick out of that. When I do it up again, I'll have to grab a bunch of items, like maybe 15, and set it in a PowerPoint. But this time I'll do like a showcase cinema. I can do that as well. And I could the showcase cinema. I could take, like, let's say a brand new boat, and let's say like a snowmobile, and then I'll put like a couple other items, and you try to guess the amount. But anyway, yeah, I thought of that, and that's something else I did. I tried to change it up a little bit, but I had my reasons. So I just kind of got burnt out on doing the trivia stuff, like the guess what, guess who trivia, and then the what was the other one? Oh, the elimination game trivia. That's where I ask a question and I give like 10 seconds to put the answer through. And let's say 3 people get it right. Then I'll go to another one. But yeah, I don't know. I had my reasons. I got a little burnt out on that. But yeah, the Price is Right game. It'll takes me a little time, but I'll have time coming up. I'll put that together again, and I'll probably do it on another late night show. Oh, yeah. I'll do it again, Big King family, for sure. For sure. As if your husband's not up, tell him InfoSpot 401 says hello. But my name is Ed. My channel name's InfoSpot 401. Her name is Ed. Tell him I said hello. Wait. Well, on a positive note, I moved in a new house today. Oh, you did, McNikram. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. You moved into a new house. All right. Oh, Big King family, tell your husband, by the way, I did shoot it, last night, as a matter of fact. Video spoiler. I'll be dropping it soon. I did a drink review on this blueberry vodka. I was walking through Myers, a store, and I saw a bottle. Wait, McNikram. Okay. Anyway, I'm walking through the store, and there's the liquor aisle with the liquor and the beer and everything. And I happened to notice. Now, I knew Smirnoff vodka made like a cranberry or raspberry vodka taste, and I've had that before at a party. I was at a pool party 2 years ago, but I didn't know they made a blueberry vodka, like a blueberry flavored vodka. So it caught my attention. So I said, oh, wow. And it was like less than $15. So anyway, I picked up some Smirnoff blueberry vodka, and I'm going to do, I did a drink review on it last night. As a matter of fact, I filmed it, and I'll be dropping that video soon, a drink review. But anyway, Big King family, if I see 6 people here, I'm assuming you're still here. Tell your husband I did a blueberry vodka drink review, and I'll be putting on my channel soon, within a few days. Oh, you did? Okay, yeah, you're more than welcome. Yeah, thank you for coming to my live. I'll put you in the next one. Yeah. I enjoyed your live. Was it the other night I was on? Because I'm a Chicago Bears fan, and your husband's from Chicago, by the way, and talking to him. Blueberry vodka, any drink that is blueberry is disgusting. This is a smoothie. Well, Mike McNikram, I'll tell you 2 things I really love blueberries is I love blueberry pie and I love blueberry pancakes, but I really love the taste of blueberries. I actually like it. I like watermelon and like a bubble gum, and I love watermelon itself. But blueberries, I love the taste of blueberries. But anyway, I don't want to give away the whole thing in the video. But I will tell you this. I got something cool to tell you guys about. I was on eBay and I was able to get one of these things. And I'm going to do a product review on it, man. I can't wait. But let me check the chat here first. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I just did that ramen cooker thing. Yeah, it's called the Rapid Ramen Cooker, where you can now cook your ramen in a microwave. Any drink the Martell review. Watermelon is so refreshing. Watermelon tastes like sweet water. Yeah. Yeah, taste is what, everybody has different taste and what they like. As I said in my one video, I did a drink review. It was a watermelon rum. And one of my favorite things I love watermelon in, and it might sound funny, but it's bubble gum. I love that Bubblicious or Hubba Bubba watermelon flavored bubble gum, as well as watermelon itself. But yeah, I liked it, but my favorite have to be is the Coconut Sky vodka. Oh my God, was that stuff good? Wow. Oh, but anyway, hey, instead of keep talking about the vodka and liquor drinks, I got something cool to tell you guys about. When I get this, I can't wait to do a product review. I got myself, they made it, it was a 2005 or 2006 model. I found it on eBay. It was used, but it's like a brand new condition. I'm getting myself a Slurpee machine, baby, a 7-Eleven Slurpee machine. And I'm going to do a product review on it. Yes, I am. Now, this is not the full-size Slurpee machine that you see at the 7-Elevens, that plug into the wall, but it's damn close to it. This thing takes 4C batteries. Oh, yeah, it's going to be awesome. I got it for like $20. The only thing it was missing was there was like a cup that came with it. Where you put your Slurpee in. But what I'm going to do for the video, there's a 7-Eleven not too far from me. I'm going to buy like a smaller medium Slurpee and keep the cup to use it for my video. But anyway, 7-Eleven made 2 Slurpee machines that were for like consumer sales. And most of the ones that are available, I don't know why in the world they made it like this. And you could see them on YouTube. There's a couple videos. It's a freaking hand crank. It's a handle, and you got to keep going around like this for 5 minutes to make a Slurpee cup about the size of my Snapple bottle. I'm like, now, how effing stupid? What do you do? Like, if Big Kick Family, if you're here, can you imagine you got, 3 or 4 of your kids and grandkids over, let's say your grandkids, your nieces, nephews, and you give them one a Slurpee after you're doing this for 5 minutes. Next one comes up. Oh, do I get a Slurpee too? Yeah, hold on. I got to do another 5 minutes of cranking the handle. Like, what idiot would make a Slurpee machine where you take a handle and keep cranking it for 5 minutes? Did they think about how about plugging it in or batteries? But anyway, I got this one. It's supposedly I saw the pictures and everything. You put 4C batteries in it, and it's round, just like the ones in the store, but not quite as big. And it's got that thing in the middle that turns. And I have to see, I don't know I know you add like Hawaiian Punch or Coca-Cola, whatever you want. Yeah. The one I got is going to run off of batteries. I said watermelon flavored stuff, McNikrum. That's one of my favorite things that's like watermelon flavored. Yep. I got to do this here for the Big Kig Family. Boom. There we go. Watermelon flavored. That's one of my favorite things that's watermelon flavored. And like I said, it might sound weird and funny, but I love that watermelon flavored bubble gum. The square stuff, like Bubblicious and Hubba Bubba. Oh my goodness. Anyway, back to the Slurpee machine. So anyway, it's got 4C batteries, and I put it in there, and it's got that spindle deal, and it'll spin. So I have to see. I don't know when I get it if I add ice in there and then I add the beverage. So like I might do like a fruit punch one, buy some Hawaiian punch and put a couple cans of Hawaiian punch and some ice in this thing and hit the button and watch it spin and make me like Hawaiian punch, a Slurpee. I'll find out when I get it. But the machine itself looks just like the ones at 7-Eleven. It's just like maybe half the size. So I'll see, and then I'll get a small Slurpee cup and I'm going to do a product review and see if the Slurpee actually tastes somewhat close to like how you get at the machines at 7-Eleven. Oh, okay. Watermelon. All right. Yeah. It was watermelon gum. Yeah, that's true. Big King family. What was I going to say? Oh, the watermelon I did was the Captain Morgan. They make a rum, and I for quite a while was that coconut rum, and I've seen that for a long time. Their coconut rum, and I've had that before. It's okay, and I like I love the flavor of coconut. But anyway, I don't know if it was new, but it's the first time I saw it was that watermelon smash Captain Morgan rum, and that that bottle, and I went, oh my God, is this stuff? It was good. I liked it. The watermelon smash Captain Morgan was like, oh my God, this is good stuff. But so far, my favorite. I'm spoiling my blueberry video, but anyway, my favorite is the coconut sky vodka. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. But anyway, yeah. Damn. I wish I was on eBay. Let me, what? While you're here, I could pull it up on my phone. I want to, about the Slurpee machine. Let me pull this up my phone, show you a couple pictures of it, because I can go into my purchases. I think it was with shipping, and I paid like $7.99 plus 11 shipping or something. It was vice versa. It was like $20 for this thing. But I'm going to show this to you. Wait, purchases? Okay. You got to see this. It is kind of cool. I can't wait to get this thing and do a product review. Oh, Zapar. Yeah, I don't want that guy in here, by the way, that Zapar. He was Dion Reacts, and he changed his name. And I'm not big on that when people are changing YouTube channel names and going in lies and causing problems. Where is... Oh, it's getting shipped to me. Order details by similar. Where is the actual... Hold on here. Okay, now I'm pulling it up. The wheel's turning here. Bought. Oh, okay, it was $7.99 plus 11 shipping. Let me see. Okay, here's the pictures. I'm going to enlarge them here. All right, let me see how this moves. Okay, so it moves this way. I'm going to try to get this in here so you guys can see this without the glare of that light. Okay, so this is the outer box of it. That's the kids there with the Slurpee thing, but he has some pictures showing the machine itself. Okay, these are like some of the parts here for it. Yeah, that's like the cylinder that's inside. Okay, here's the front of it. Let me see if it comes in better. I'll shut this light off. Okay, yeah. You see that pretty good, guys? Oh, okay, Big King family. Yeah. This actually is a used item. It came out in 2005 or 6, according to the ad. But this is the... And my phone's going to tap it. Yeah, and I'll show some more pictures. Let me bring it closer. But yeah, this is just like the front of the Slurpee machines at the 7-Eleven. And I'll have the cup right there. But instead of the other one, you had to crank a handle. This takes batteries. And I suppose you put the stuff in, it'll make a Slurpee just like 7-Eleven. And you can see it's got the big spindle thing in there, like the machines at the 7-Eleven. If you want a cherry Slurpee or Coca-Cola one, whatever. Yeah, here it is in the bottom. Now, the batteries don't come, but I'll make sure I have the batteries. It takes 4C batteries. Oh, maybe that's it. Let me turn my light back on here. Anyway, yeah, I got this. Flip my phone over. like I say, the only thing, and he put in his list, the only thing he didn't have, there's like a couple cups that said 7-Eleven Slurpee on it, but everything else is all in the box like new. Okay, this is 2005. It's called the Slurpee Drink Master Machine Motorized Frozen Drink 7-Eleven Spin Master. 2005 as is. Apparently, it's all in working order. This is a rare pre-owned 7-Eleven Slurpee drink maker machine. Okay, thanks. Access Bluetooth video speakers. Oh, yeah. I did a video on one of those. Let me finish with this real quick, and I'll talk about that. I did do a video on the Access Bluetooth speaker. Says here, this is a rare pre-owned 7-Eleven Slurpee drink maker machine for making frozen drinks. This is a battery-operated kids' toy machine. Batteries are not included. Please be advised, it no longer has a cup or straw included, which is no big deal. I can get those Slurpee straws and some cups from 7-Eleven. That ain't no problem there. The pictures are more detailed. The Slurpee machine maker is from 2005 and has been tested. It is still in good working order. This is a rare find to make your own frozen drinks. Any problems so I can make it right for you, blah, blah, blah. Email me. Please feel free to email me. Yeah, I can't wait to get this thing. I'm going to do a product review video on it. I'm sure probably if you screw Amazon or eBay, which I might do when I do the video, I'll, pull up the listings if someone's interested in buying it for $20. That'd be fun, especially if you got kids, want to do the Slurpees. Knowing me, I'd probably kick it up a notch. I'll put a little vodka or some good, some gin in there. Mine. I'm at home. Oh, the Bluetooth video speakers. Yeah, I did a video on one of them. I got the portable speaker. I love that thing. I used it in a couple of my lives, as a matter of fact, a month ago. Mine, you can put a flash drive in it, and I saved the music or the audio on MP3. But I had one, I played an audio clip about the importance of being a good public speaking, and another one was the sounds from this hole in Siberia. But this Access Bluetooth portable speaker I had, man, that thing is awesome. I've even taken it with me a lot of places, because the other thing I love about it, I can charge it up right off the same charger for my Android phone, that little micro USB charger. It's got that same type of battery in it, and it lasts about like close to 4 hours. Shoot, my little flash drives can hold like over 1,000 some songs. I filled both of them up. One's like classic rock, my other's rhythm and blues, R&B. And both of them I have like 200 to 300 songs on them. Getting a drink of water here. Oh, did anybody else, by the way, anyone else have some questions or anything they want to talk about? No? I'll wait in the chat if anything comes up. Okay, I got a pretty good list here. Let me bring it a little closer. My little chicken scratch, but it'll do the job. I got everyone listed here. Big King family, I see you just came in. I got you. We'll put you in that tribute video. Hey, Raw, if you can do me a favor, if you can still hear me, below my live, I have that comment section box. Just put a comment in there for me so I can get your channel, because when I do, sometimes I tried that channel search, and that RAUL. I put that in, man. I pulled up so many freaking channels. Then I tried going through my channel subscription thing, and I just couldn't pull your channel up last time, I think, for the tribute video. And I would like to get you in there, because you've been a big part of my life tonight. So if you could do me a small favor, I don't care. You can call me a jerk, put whatever comment you want in the comment section below my live here. Just put something in there. That way I can click on your icon, your channel, and then I'm going to grab that to put it in the tribute video. If you would do that for me, just make it easier for me. If you can hear me, because last time I've had a trouble, pulling up your channel. Oh, okay. That's just me being my sense of humor. I don't I'm just trying to say, I don't care whatever your comment is. It's just the point that if you put a comment below my live, that way I can click it on and I can get your channel, and then I'll do a screen capture of it and put you in the tribute video. It make it easier for me. And then I'll make sure to save you as well in like my favorite channels. On my YouTube, YouTube channel, where you click on that channels thing, like I got the Big King family and McNikerman in there. You click that on, it's another way of networking. I put a lot of my subscribers in there, the ones that like not just show up for my lives, but they interact with my channel, that are active, where if someone goes over there to network with them, they're genuine YouTubers. But yeah, I'll add you in my favorite channels list there with the Big King family and McNigram. I appreciate that, Raul, big time. Oh, okay. Thank you. I liked your video. Well, yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Just stretching my feet. Before I end the live here in a little bit, the late night show, I'm gonna be off for a while, so it's gonna be rough for me. I gotta get up in the morning, get an oil change on my car in about 3 hours. But I'm off work, so as soon as I get home, man, I can crash out all day. We're on Friday. I'll do a show Saturday night. I'll look at doing one Saturday night, doing another show. I got to go to the car dealership, get an oil change in the morning, and I'll do that tribute video tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, Friday. So I'll probably do another live Saturday. And what the hell? I'll probably make it a late night live. I'll just try to start a little earlier. I think tonight I started like 1:15. Oh, wow. It's about 3 a.m. No, actually, it's 4:40 a.m. right now here in Detroit, Michigan. 4:40 a.m. But where this doesn't faze me, I've had years of working midnights, so I'm used to staying up late. I can adjust for military and working midnights. I get in that mode, and I might take a crash nap here for a couple hours, and I got to run to the dealership and want to get there early in the morning, get this oil change knocked out on my car. But when I get home, I do catch up on my sleep. It's just going to be a little later than sooner. But once I get home and probably in bed by 11 o'clock or 10, then I'm going to take a really, really good nap. Oh, okay. You're night owls as well. All right. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. I've just had years of working freaking midnights. And I like it. I mean, there's pros and cons to it, like everything, I don't have to deal much with the public, and employees. I'm given my job. I'm given my job and what's expected of me to do, and I do it on a midnight shift. And then when it ends at 7 or 8, in the morning, I've had somewhere it's 11 to 7. The one I've done now, I'm on a swing. I kind of work in a swing shift with this virus outbreak. They got us on different shifts. But at any rate, when I'm on the nights, I do midnight to 8 in the morning. But yeah, I've had years of doing midnights, so I'm kind of, get used to it. I just get my body adjusted. But I know midnights, as I'm getting older, my doctor told me, says, you got to start taking that vitamin D more often. As soon as my doctor found I worked midnights, went, oh my God, no wonder why your vitamin D levels are so low when they do that blood check. But yeah, you got to, But anyway, that's why I can stay up late and be a night owl. Hey, Big King family, are you doing a live tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night? By the way, I'll stop by, if I kind of what time or around then. I know you did one a couple nights ago. I think that was in the evening time. I was able to catch you. I don't know if that was your sister or daughter that was with you, and then your husband was there in the back, in the chair, kind of just chilling out, having fun. Oh, wait. Well, again, before I end the live, does anybody have a question or anything they want to say to me before I end it? I'm pushing close to 5 a.m, so I'm going to probably I got a late start. I got a late start tonight. Oh. If you are subscribed, we will. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely subscribed to your channel, by the way, Big King family. Yeah. I'm subscribed to your channel, and we will put our next live in our community tab. Okay, your community tab. Okay. Well, a lot of times too, I gotta check that notification thing, but I am subscribed to your channel. So like when I usually come on YouTube, just about every time I hit my subscriptions, and the first thing that'll pop up are all the lives that are going on right now. I did use that feature a couple times, right, where I knew ahead of time and I scheduled the live. I had my picture I want to use, and I'll schedule it like the day ahead of time or 12 hours ahead of time. A lot of people say, oh, okay, that's going live. But oh, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. I was just curious, Big King family, before I wrap up my live here, if you're planning on doing one this afternoon or this evening coming up, because we're on Friday right now. I mean, I don't know if you're going to be doing one Friday night, Friday afternoon. I'm not going to do another live probably till Saturday night. I got a bunch of crap to do tomorrow, and that'll give me some time too to go sift through the internet. Let me hold this up. Like, here's all my topic stuff, so I can go sift through the internet and go get some topics and stuff to talk about. Oh, we will post. Oh, thanks, Roy. You're more welcome. Oh, the old school popcorn roll. Yeah. I think I still got one of those in my basement, and I still see them. There's was it Myers? Yeah, the big store Myers. I saw them there a couple times. Jiffy Pops. But back in the 80s, like the mid-late 80s, before that microwave popcorn really became in the stores and a craze. Yeah, you either use one or two ways for popcorn. You got one of those big popcorn maker machines or the air ones in the 80s, and you made fresh popcorn, or you had the Jiffy Pop, baby, and you put that on the grill or the stove, mostly the stove in the wintertime, but I've done it on the grill. Either one works, but you get it on a heat source, and then you take that little cardboard thing off, and the foil, it balloons up on you, and you got all that fresh popcorn, but they still make it. And the advantage of it is, wait, I'm going to start getting a list together for our lives. Something else I've learned from you. Oh, wow. Okay. Getting a list together for the lives. Yeah. I'll tell you where I got that from in just a second. Let me finish the Jiffy Popcorn, Big family. So stick with me for just a few more minutes. Yeah, that Jiffy Popcorn. Now, where that still comes in handy, let's say you go, I call it the old school popcorn, but the old school popcorn, you go to a picnic, let's say a picnic. There's no freaking stove at some picnic yard where there's a basketball court and they got picnic tables and they got the grills. Either people are bringing fresh food with them, it's in heating tray things, or they're bringing food and you cook it up out on the grill, man. You get the Kingsford going. Well, you got the kids and other people. You could bring that Jiffy Pop with you. Man, Hey, I know it's going to take a while to get these steaks done or these ribs done, but no problem. Here's some popcorn. Boom. Fresh popcorn, Jiffy Pop, man. Yeah, that's one benefit of having that Jiffy Pop, as well as, doing it in your house. You can do it on the stove too. It's instant popcorn. It tastes just as good as that microwave stuff. Yeah, I was just curious when you go live, X Big King family. But let me give you, I'll tell you where I got this from. And yeah, go ahead. Let me just kind of show you this. This is for tonight's show. Bring it in so it's kind of in focus. But see how, and I have it in my description box below my video, like some of the different news topics I had. I like to do different news topics. I try to do like interesting, funny, odd, so, and I have some are serious. But anyway, as I got here, the late night show, 8/14/2020, and I just printed this up off my printer. You can use a freaking notepad if you want, Big King family, but and not all of them are all news. I had one that was just something that came to my mind. Let me get to it here. I did that rant. Here it is. I did this. One of them was the bottle return rant. See, I printed it up and I just put a few notes here. But it made me, I thought about that yesterday. I said it'd be great for the live. Something that happened to me returning these carbonated pop bottles and cans. So, yeah, when you do this, where it originally comes from, where I got it from, and they do it as a professional living. A lot of them don't tell you this. But you ever listen to those morning shows on the FM radio? There's usually like every major city, like if you're in Arizona, I don't know if you pick up Phoenix or that other city in Arizona I'm thinking of. But anyway, a lot of times those morning shows that are on the radio, that's what they do. They have the topic cards and sheets, and they'll go through the news. They'll also come up with other things that are on their mind, and they get the topic sheets and cards, and they use that and roll with it. Now, there are some very good similarities with the YouTube live broadcast, just like radio broadcast. Now, it's a little different with the radio. Some things where, when they get the radio going, and then they say, oh, our topic is what's going wrong in the state of Arizona here because of such and such. They'll talk on it for 5-10 minutes, break the commercial, come back, and they'll be like, okay, yeah, call this phone number, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about it and get your opinion. Well, they're burning up time for their show, but that's what they do in professional radio when they do those shows. Now, I'm not talking about DJs that are just cutting up music and taking requests. I'm talking about like the morning shows and the radio. They get a topic card sheet, and then they fill that all out. And that way, if they go through, sometimes they might burn through like 9 things in let's say a 4-hour show. And the next day they might only go over 4 topics, but it all depends on, what the people gravitate towards and what, they're interested in. Okay. Yeah, cool. But yeah, definitely go ahead with that. And, a lot of times work as a team too. I learned that from the military. And it's not always have to be military. I should stop bringing this up, military. But teamwork is big, man. So like, you sit down with your husband and that, not only like maybe some different things in the news that, you could say, okay, we got these 8 topics. What would be kind of like worth talking about, or, what I shouldn't talk about. And as well as different ideas, life's experiences, whether it's current or it's something in the past, just like this is something current that's just happened recently, and I call it a rant. I was bitching and moaning about the bottle return problem we're having here in Michigan from this they just started taking them June 15th, and Big King family. And well, thank you. Yeah, you could just follow the same format. You can't copyright an idea, and I'm more than happy, man, to help you out. Yeah, if you see something I'm doing in my live and you think it'll benefit you as well, sure, go on ahead. Oh yeah, real quick with the bottle return deal is a lot of the stores. I was talking about this earlier in my live Big King family. A lot of these stores, their machines are breaking down here in Michigan, especially in the Detroit area where I live. And I'm going to some of these stores, and it's like I get in there and the freaking machines out of order, machines out of order. So the few stores I know where the machines are actually working, they're in order. You got to get in there the right time so you're not waiting in some line that takes you a half hour or more to get up to return your empties. You got to usually go like on a Tuesday or Wednesday. I find it's the best from like around 10 a.m. to about 1 o'clock. And you can kind of get in and out fairly. And then I talked about this little party store. I went in to buy a freaking Dr. Pepper, just a bottle of Dr. Pepper, the plastic bottle, 20 ounce. And I had like an empty can of Red Bull in my car. And I went in the store and the guy said he wouldn't take the deposit. It's like, I got one can of Red Bull to just suffice for the deposit on this Dr. Pepper. I said, you sell Red Bull here, you should take it. So me and him went back and forth, and I put the pop back in the cooler, and he didn't believe it. And I just, as he kept talking and trying to explain himself, I just walked right past and went out the door. But yeah, it was one of the things. So yeah, just think of different things to talk about and put it on the sheet. It's also does, I learned this from college. When you put a sheet together similar to like this, whether you use, this is Microsoft Word. You can use Microsoft Word like I got here, Big King Family, and come down and print it up. Or just get yourself a notepad, and write that down. Not only is it a topic sheet, you write everything down, but they also call it the memory trap. Because you can get into, like, say, you want to do a 2-hour live or more. But after your fifth topic, you get caught up and someone takes you off guard and they get interested and you get caught up talking a while. Let's say on the fourth topic, and you get to the fifth and you're like, damn, man, we had like 10 different things to talk about. And I remembered that we all talked about it. Right now, I can't. So that's what it is a lot of times that's referred to, just like with the video, all these people in the live, there might be a few might forget. But if I get this list, which I learned in a class in college, the memory trap, whether it's a sticky note saying, hey, don't forget your cell phone, dummy, or doing this, but it's referred to as a memory trap. So that's what you're doing as well. When you run your broadcast, sometimes you're going to be taken off guard and people ask questions or taken in a different direction. You're like, dang, man, we had 2 other really great things to talk about and I can't remember it now. You got it written down, go on ahead. And then 2, like I say, you can do it somewhat similar to mine and put your own twist on it. You find some interesting news topics, it's something you want to talk about, go run with it, Big King Family, as well as, just other things that are worth talking about. You do a lot with the cooking, in the kitchen. And, the deals. When you go to the stores, I love that video you did about the, and I like it, that manwich that you got. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like one of the things you could do kind of a topic is the stuff you do on your channel, but break it down in a different aspect. Like, okay, I saw the video you did, which is cool, about the coupons on the manwich. And believe me, I love manwich for Sloppy Joe. But let's say you might do a topic about stuff when it comes to food items, when you're cooking ground beef, food items, stuff that you'd recommend using with ground beef and stuff that you recommend not using with ground beef. So you got that as a topic point. So now you can write down, let's say, 2 or 3 things that are great to go with ground beef when you cook it. One might be manwich. And say, if Sloppy Joe's, manwich is the way to go. Also, manwich can be used if, let's say, you're doing a loose burger. That's like a piece of bread and you put the beef over it in the manwich, but you would make a topic, stuff to use when cooking with ground beef. And one could be manwich. Another one could be like certain types of seasoning that you like to put in your ground beef, Big King Family. But, that could be a great topic, but you would write that down, stuff to use when cooking ground beef. And then you got your outline, your list, and then you put for your live broadcast, you'll put 3 or 4 things in there and then get interactive with your audience, you know. Now, sometimes it's hard. Some people, they might like what you're saying, but they're just like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to comment or nothing I got to say on it, but just an idea how to format it and run with it on your show. But that's what I would recommend, you know. And then sometimes too, just go freestyle, which is basically with the flow. So like I went a little freestyle tonight. McNiker asked me some stuff about a friend of mine on YouTube, the Ange TV show, and some stuff I like and didn't like, you know, going on and whatnot. And then we talked about a few other things. So yeah. Friendly cooking. Oh, hi. Thanks for coming. Okay, thanks for coming. All right, well, hey, before I wrap this up, it's almost 5 a.m. where I am. Does anybody have any more comments or anything they'd like to tell me? I mean, whether it's they have a comment or a question for me before I end this, because I'm getting kind of late. And I'll try to, if you're on tomorrow night or whenever, I'll keep tabs, Big King family, and try to check out your live as well. And, you know, big thank you to everybody. I got 5 people still here. McNiker, if you're still here, man, you're a great part of the show tonight. Big King family, you came in, man. Raw, thank you very much. Leave the comment below my live here, and I'm going to get you in that tribute video. Okay, wrapping this up. Yes, thank you as much. You too, Big King family. Thank you. Have a blessed night, blessed day. I'm going to get the tribute video out probably Friday evening. That'll be my next video drop, will be the tribute video. I'll get you guys taken care of. So with that being said, I'm going to probably end it here. Big thank you to everybody that showed up tonight from my live. You guys are awesome for the late night show. Well, hey, this is Ed from InfoSpot 411 YouTube channel. I just like to say as I end my lives and my videos, and I say this because I mean it, stay safe and enjoy life, everybody.